the stream key.
Oh, I probably don't need to record it, right? Because you pull VODs from Twitch. Okay,
Yeah,
I won't take up my computer's
we
CPU.
export them all over to YouTube. Yes, we have the starting screen going.
Yes, there's an ad.
I don't have an ad because I'm a sub.
Oh,
Yeah, you are.
What are you, rich or something?
What? No. Once again,
so,
no.
One thing I want to point out, a key difference between this and Zoom. Zoom only allows 2 active speakers at a time before severely quieting all others. What I like about this is we could just be as chaotic and talk over each other as we want.
Perfect.
Yeah. Want to open that, and I need to make sure I have Twitch muted. Yes, I do. Okay, good.
It's like, let's make sure to turn Josh down and mute him. There we go.
Actually, yeah, I think I can solo mute Josh. Yep, there we go. All right,
you could actually.
No, I have. He can try speaking, and I won't hear him.
Oh,
and
no.
The stream won't hear him, and I think he might start annoying you guys, but I can't hear it, so that's fine to me. It's fine. I'll turn you back up, Josh.
I'm enjoying hearing. Yep. Oh. We just got the go live notification. It says Monster of the Week one shot, so that works too.
Be doing a gummy bear ASMR today.
Please.
Yes.
You know people are able to listen to your voice that aren't just the
we're
4
audio
of us,
live
right
now.
This will end up on a VOD on YouTube where people will forever be able to listen to your voice.
Then I'll hold my next statement then, because they'll probably.
Why can't I see
we are audio live.
Chat?
You wouldn't be able to in OBS. You'll have to have Twitch open.
Oh, I see. I just figured that out. But I need to be able to. Okay, pop out chat. Boom. I'm gonna grab the link for that and put it into OBS. That way I don't even have to.
Mary's a nerd.
They call me Tim. Hello, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor.
So I'm going to add a doc to OBS, which is called Chat. I'm going to give it that URL. Man, OBS is so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
Because I just added Chat to OBS, and now I can pop it into...
Oh, you didn't know you could do that?
No, I did. It was just... the size of the screen that my OBS is currently is so tiny.
It's not the size that matters, Thomas.
Oh, Josh.
You invited me to this. You should have known what you were getting yourself into.
Welcome to
Josh,
DM
remember that it
Josh.
is a PG-13 rating on BlueBox stream.
Yeah, there's a reason why we can't say PG. It's Josh and PG.
Do I have to...
Usually.
Honestly, yeah.
You all do it just a little bit different over at the Children of Dirt, don't you?
Oh, we do it very different over at the Children of Dirt. Oh man, it is rough.
Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna be biting
rough?
my tongue a lot because I'm not used to dumbing down my.
Yep. I'm like, there'll be many times today that I'll go and. Nope, never mind. I shouldn't say that. It's just kind of like bow my head and be like, yep.
I'm more worried about dropping the F-bomb as commas when I get excited.
Yeah.
As commas.
I love that so much.
I'm an ex-sailor and
This
an
will-
ex-truck driver.
Likely be one of our more...
It gets a little fruity sometimes.
Interesting verbally streams.
Exciting.
Yes, but we will do our best to keep it as family-friendly as possible.
I told Thomas that I would do my best to be a conspiracy
Are you
theorist
wearing
without-
gunners?
What,
love it.
These are just my data analytics classes. I spend my whole day looking at stocks and on the forums. Do you really think I want to get that eye strain? Listen, the people that make these monitors make them strain your eyes, okay?
He's
They do
in
that
character.
because they want to make you weaker. That's the reason you have to buy yourself some UV resistant, blue light resistant glasses. That way you can teach it to big monitor.
You know what I love? Big monitor.
What?
You know what I love
You can also
about
get them to
Chandler?
tinfoil hat.
It was impossible for me for a moment there to distinguish between Chandler and the character. He did a very good job. Oh, jeez. Hello, everyone in chat.
Hey, how you doing? Good to
I need
have
to
y'all
log in.
on.
Oh, I don't want to sign up. I want to log in. Heart of Adventure. And then I'm gonna out loud say my username and password for everyone.
Please don't do that. That's a terrible idea. Doxing yourself this early in a session? Come on.
This early?
No.
This early? You gotta wait till later for that.
I always dox myself first thing.
One of Mary's moves that she can do as a character is to dox the DM live on air.
Live on air.
I mean, it seems about right.
Please solve this puzzle to log in. No. Pick the apple? God. Being a robot is difficult. What is my password?
Rue.
I'm not even gonna
Rue,
worry
you are
about
not a
chatting with people.
robot.
I'm not gonna chat. No
Oh,
one's
you're
chatting.
not logged into Twitch right now?
No, I'm not logged into Twitch on the chat pop-up window
Gotcha.
for OBS, and I just don't have the energy to try and remember my password right now. Butts.
Wow.
All right, we got about 10 minutes.
Yes.
Do we?
How many peeps we got watching so far?
We've got
87.
16 right now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. 16 cool people hanging out in chat.
16
how
cool
we do.
people, and 5 of them are sitting in this room.
But I'm not in
I'm
this
not
room or
in a
your
In this
room.
Discord
Yeah.
room. What?
Oh,
You guys are
okay.
here with me?
That'd be terrifying. In this room.
In this room.
Crap.
Tim,
S-
I am
just
running the
disappeared
game
from
this
the-
evening.
so Thomas, aka Alcott from Rune
That's
Lords,
what-
is our fearless
That's
leader
what
this
Thomas
evening.
thinks.
And
I
we're running
am-
Monster of the Week.
Yes, I am the keeper of monsters and mysteries.
Yeah, see, that I'll agree with. Now,
Are you working on your Vincent Price impersonation?
I'm working on my Strahd von Zarevich impression.
Oh, well, that works too.
I dated Sarah,
Yes,
Sarah Bitch in
darling.
high school.
I'm getting
Yeah.
ready to run that one this
Really?
October for a few
Really?
friends.
Awesome.
Yes, I got the Taroka deck and everything.
oh
Hello, Kristen.
Yes,
And
I love my
Chris.
voice too.
no!
Kill them
Go
all.
away.
You know, Chris, what's really good about this system is it's really easy if they do stuff wrong. To just murk them.
I'm excited.
Nah, Josh told me he's got a suicide pact. He's trying to kill
Oh,
his
yeah.
character as fast as possible.
I'm
Okay.
like, it is a dream. Like Liam, gone.
I can make that happen. You want to die?
I've been trying for years.
Just poison his
Every-
blood.
Every bullet misses me. Every dagger goes too shallow. Just make it deep and quick.
No, you know what's funny is there is a playbook called The Chosen, and what's fun about that playbook is they have a move that says Destiny's Plaything. You are not allowed to die so long as you have luck and you have not completed your destiny yet.
Just let me die.
If your character would be dealt a killing blow, you have to spend a luck, and then somehow, some way, you come back.
Can
My
you zoom me in,
character-
please?
Runs and jumps
There's
off
some
of
of the
a
clutter in the
building.
background.
What was that, Pat?
What?
You said you were gonna zoom me in.
Oh, I did. I didn't zoom you in on Discord. I zoomed you in on the stream itself.
Oh, okay.
I did not
My-
curse Thomas's dice. I have not seen Thomas in over a week now.
You know what's great
In
about
person.
this system as well in response to the dice curse is I, Thomas, will never roll dice while playing this game. It is
Nope.
only my players who roll
Is that like
dice.
the new type of iPod? The iThomas?
The I,
But I
Thomas.
Thomas.
All right, I do
Well, he
need to
was
kick you
struggling
from the
with that
group.
I am not a robot question earlier, so maybe he is the art Thomas.
Josh, I would kick you from the server. Would it not make it more difficult on my end to readjust it in OBS when you join back in?
You see, the iThomas is only slightly better at voice recognition than the real one.
Yeah.
You know,
But
that
the
if you're in an
iThomas
Apple
2 is
store
coming
when
out
it
next
gets
year.
robbed, that makes you an
Ooh.
eyewitness.
I hear it has
I see what you did there.
Pat, you're the worst. But I'm glad I invited you because I need that kind of humor.
Pat is the king of pithy one-liners. He's always roasting Markov.
I Tom,
every
this
week.
portable
Portable spell.
spell encyclopedia.
That does sound right.
Accurate.
That does sound
Accurate.
about right, yeah. All right, I'm going to very quickly run off. I will be back.
No.
And
No.
then we'll start
See you all
streaming.
next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody leave. Everybody leave.
Run away.
That would actually be so funny.
Run away.
Like all of us just
What
in
just
call. He
It's
comes
over.
back, just has a full meltdown.
I'd probably
Why did all
scream.
my views get mixed up? No.
I seem to have lost a video of my cousin.
Well, you shouldn't lose things like that.
Oh, there it is.
Sounds really
Aha!
important.
Okay, I found it again. Don't worry,
You good?
I'm good. It's because
Okay.
it's my it's Jacob's birthday today.
Oh, hey! Yay! Happy birthday! So he shares a birthday with Ginny. John's mom.
Oh, is her
It is-
birthday
it
today?
is. It is her birthday today.
I thought it was yesterday.
Nope, that was Kayla's.
Oh, that's right.
Time
Trouble
Lord's
that y'all been
wife.
getting into. Time Lord's wife. Yeah. There were a lot of
And
people. that
tomorrow's
just
my
by,
mom's birthday.
A lot of people that just by like 30 minutes couldn't make it to play in this, and I'm like, a lot of people just have birthdays today. What's going on?
That works.
My brother's
My mom's
birthday
is
is today.
tomorrow. Wow. Yeah, my mom's is tomorrow.
Although he's in
And
Disney
then-
World right now.
Wow.
I know, right?
Oh, world, not land.
He kept showing off all the Star Wars stuff because I haven't been to Disney
Mhm.
World since they added all that, and he's making me very, very jealous because he knows I'm a huge Star Wars fan. But whatever, that's fine with me.
We left Florida
is
right as they were starting
better
to
about
break
that.
ground for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a pretty big spot, if I remember. They dug like a long tunnel to go from where the hotel rooms in Star Wars are to the actual park itself. Because you get in like a spaceship and you go into hyperdrive before you get to the park, and so it's just a tunnel. Makes sense, Chris. It's fine. Pat has taken that burden off of all of our shoulders.
You made it.
I do want to get you in on one of these at some point, though, Chris. I think that you would enjoy this.
I'd love to play with Chris again. I,
Yeah, you
I
guys
enjoyed
got to
the
play just
gag.
the once, right?
yeah, I enjoyed the gag that we had last session.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't even remember.
I do too. That was crazy.
It was wacky. He's so hilarious.
Just insane.
It's that guy. That guy. Every time I invite him, everywhere I go, and everything he says is like comedy gold.
Absolute, just Goldfinger.
Hey, Josh.
Yep.
Stop. What are you doing right now, Josh? I feel like you're like playing with a Rubik's Cube or something.
No, I'm making posts about my cousin.
Aw,
'cause
it's
it's
his birthday.
how cute.
And I love him.
Well, I hope so. What's everyone's favorite TTRPG? Asks chat.
First,
Mm.
for me, is Dungeons and Dragons Edition does not matter for me at this point. I've learned so much about the older ones that I like them all. But I would say Monster of the Week is my second. I don't know if that could be any clearer, but
I'm still like trying out different ones. So I've played Pathfinder and Pathfinder 2E and D&D this edition
mhm.
older and 5E. And
Other
then-
than Chandler, I believe
But I-
none of you have played a Powered by the Apocalypse dice game before.
I
I
have.
don't think so.
You have, Josh?
Yeah.
The 2d6?
Yes.
Oh, really? What did you play?
Mask is powered by the apocalypse, right?
I don't know the answer to that one.
Well, freaking A, Thomas!
Hey, thank you for the gifted sub.
Yeah.
We're not going to have notifications because I couldn't
Kristen.
log into the Twitch account to set them up. But
Kristen gifted a sub to Trap Hunter 86.
we'll just shout out that they occurred.
Yeah.
To answer Chav Hunter's question, I think the World of Darkness TTRPG is pretty cool. That one, or Right now, I'm loving Starfinder.
Yeah,
Let's get
we've
that.
been playing
That's
Starfinder
another one I
every.
want to try.
We play Starfinder every Monday, and
And
it
that's
is-
goofy. That's
it
a
does
lot
get
of
kind of
fun.
goofy. I'm not sure, Josh. I looked it up on their website. It mentions a D6. Yeah, it does look like it's 2d6.
Oh, my
But I don't know if that is considered. I'm gonna look up Powered by the Apocalypse dice games.
Cool. Thank you.
We've got to research.
Yeah,
That way we
sure.
can gatekeep the appropriate amount.
Yeah.
No. This is a no
Stick games.
gatekeeping zone here.
What?
I agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
Evelyn.
Masks.
Because I said so.
Yes, Josh, you did
Oh,
play a Powered by
boring.
the Apocalypse dice game.
This is gates open. Come on in.
Welcome,
Welcome.
friends and all.
We've got nearly 30 people in the chat already. It's so good to see everyone.
Hello, friends.
Let us know how we sound, if anyone's too loud or too
Something.
quiet. I can adjust that here on the back end real easy. And it would be even
Guys, you
easier
are
to do
mad
that
people.
visually before we start, because otherwise there might be a nice little volume pop up in people's faces.
Got some bits.
Pat is
Thank you,
already
Pat
donating
Rose.
to himself.
How you doing, Chandler?
Too
Oh,
close?
fantastic.
It's Josh. Josh, you're a bit too hot there,
I think,
Josh.
I think he's at ASMR-ing up stream again.
Every time I get in a call with Josh, I'm reminded I really need to watch Children
Thank
of Dirt.
you.
No, I think this is the
I-
exact reason you shouldn't.
Yeah, please
I'm
don't
just
watch.
like, I want to see this guy DM because that's gonna be a hoot.
This is a call, Josh.
It's actually funny. I'm usually the semi-mature one on stream.
Which I noticed when I watched last night.
Yeah. I'm usually, because when I'm a player, I get to just be goofy. When I'm the DM, I'm like, no, we keep to this thing and whatever and blah blah blah. Last night
Wait,
was
you're telling me
insane.
you railroad your players, Josh?
You keep to what?
Yes, of course.
Oh,
Of course,
how
I
dare
railroad
you.
my players.
It's
D&D isn't about the players.
It's about
the
my
DM.
story.
It's about my storyline.
I worked really hard on it.
I have over 60 pages of notes.
That is one thing, though. The DM is a
How'd that
player,
work out
too.
for
They have a
Liam?
right to have fun.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, that's important.
Right.
Everybody at the table should be having
Yeah.
fun.
D&D should be fun for everyone. These are all lies from Josh. and Chris.
How'd those 60 pages of notes work out for Liam?
Oh, you just made him so sad.
I literally had so many notes for him. And honestly,
Oh.
yeah, it's like, oh, this guy's so.
Yep.
Oh, yours was the character that got killed.
All right, everyone, we're gonna go
Oh,
live
man.
to
Come
video.
be alive.
Yeah.
Woo!
Did
Hi,
you become a
friends.
level hero?
Welcome to BlueBoxRPG. And tonight, we will be playing Monster of the Week. Some of you might be aware of this RPG system, some might not. It is very different to D&D in that there's significantly less rules and more roleplay. It is based around 2d6. You might have heard us talking about this in the pregame chat. It's called Powered by the Apocalypse. And you'll catch on to how it works. But for now, let's go around and introduce some players. So let's start with, to my top left, which is Evelyn.
All right. Hi, I'm Evelyn. I'm Theater Evie.
And just give us your stuff. Don't worry about your character
yeah.
yet. We'll get into that.
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Theater Evie. I'm a prop maker, and I'm here on Blue Box regularly. I am John's partner here on the channel. Yeah, that's me.
Fantastic. Let's move to my top right with Mr. Chandler.
Hello, I am Mr. Grantler online, and you can follow me at Mr. Grantler. The words underneath my face. I paint miniatures. That's what I do and publish online. I don't really have any other projects or fun little things other than in the month of October, we're painting one spooky miniature a day.
And so far, they're really cool.
Thank you. You can go online and see that. So that's the introduction.
He had like a
Thank
bag-faced person was the first one he did, and it was really cool.
you. Baghead Jason, yes.
Yeah. All right, bottom left, we're going to go with Josh.
Well, hello. My name is Joshua Blake of NPC Voices. You can find me and my lovely self on Twitch or on Twitter, or you can go over to the Instagrams or the TikToks and you can find me on any one of those. If you're looking for me, I do a lot of D&D stuff and voice acting and other acting and all of the above.
He's an all-around social media guru.
All around, not a guru. Please do not come to me with questions. I know nothing.
And last but not least, the preeminent Pat Draws. You are muted. Push to talk.
I forget about that. I'm Pat Draws. I draw occasionally. I used to stream there, but since I started working in the post office, that's kind of died off. But I don't play any games yet.
Well, now
and I'm mostly just the Blue Box channel chat troll.
And amazing fan artist. Oh my gosh. If you guys didn't see the art he was drawing of his character today, it turned out really, really well. I will have to figure out a way to get it up on stream before the end of it because it was just gorgeous, but I'm certain it's... Is it posted in the Discord, Pat?
It's in
on your channel.
This Discord.
Okay, if you
But I
want,
don't
go
think
ahead
it's
and
in
post it
the
in the fan art
BlueBox
channel at some
Discord.
point this stream. But, for now, there's a bunch of sponsors below me. They're really cool. Trollord Games, Cozy Gamer Dice, all the people, Evelyn, if you want to throw them in the chat.
Yeah, I got him.
Ferox, who am I missing?
Mantic.
That's 4.
And Mike Disney.
And Mike Disney. All those people, thank you very much. Currently, there's bits, don't worry about it. If we want to do, like, a thing, if someone wants to donate some bits for a specific reason in story, I'll figure it out. But don't worry about that. We're going to have a great game tonight, and let's dive in.
And we do have a death pool going, so if you guys want to make your bets on who dies first,
yeah, sure, why not? I'm into that.
Throw bits to that.
All right.
It's not going to be me.
I want to die!
Josh is, for some odd reason, just really into dying as his character right now.
Not just the character.
Oh, no.
All right.
No.
Okay. All right.
Not allowed.
Let's not. All right. I'm gonna... Is there a way for me to... Yes. Okay, great. I'm just trying to DJ while also doing stuff, so don't worry about me.
Do you want us to introduce our characters at some point?
We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
No.
Allow me to put some music up. All right. A well-lit room is filled with the smell of pizza and the sound of laughter coming over the tinny speakers of the TV. Displayed across the screen is a large, colorful wheel spinning slower and slower until it comes to a stop. $5,000. The game show is nearing its close, and the evening is starting to quiet. The audience cheers loudly as the winner receives their check, and the host speaks up. That's going to be it for us tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. I am now going to hand it off to your local news networks after these important messages. It is 5:55 p.m. on a Tuesday night in the tourist town of Cody, Wyoming. You're all eating some pizza and enjoying drinks on this, your regular game and meeting night. You sit patiently waiting for something to pop up on your police scanners or the local news, which starts in just a few moments. You all take a beat to finish your drinks, take your last turn in the game, and turn to listen in as the commercial break ends, the news stinger hits, and the anchorman begins to speak. Good evening, Cody, Wyoming. My name is Rick Beasley, and this is WKYS News at 6. It is a devastating day for our people of Cody and the general Yellowstone National Park community as a whole. Our dear, dear wolves that have begun coming back to our park ever since 1995 have been showing up dead in the eastern side of the park. Early this morning, Ranger Josiah Richardson, better known as JR, found 3 wolves dead in a clearing in the woods. Reports say JR states that something big clawed into them, likely a bear. But he states the bears here don't often pick fights with the wolves. Let's hear from him now as we turn it over to our field reporter, Kelly Ansley. Hi, Kelly. Hey, Rick. I'm here with Park Ranger JR, who has been a ranger in Yellowstone for a little over 12 years and specializes in the white bark pines and other evergreens here around the park. He was just telling me about he was out checking the trees when he stumbled upon the wolves. Could you tell us a bit more, JR? Well, of course, Kelly. Anything for my favorite girl there at WKYS. So, yeah, I was checking in on a recent new spot of mountain pine beetle, and I saw the wolves in the clearing. Normally, they don't leave the victims sitting around from what I've seen, but I'm no expert. You should talk to Alice Riley. She loved the bears and could probably tell you a lot more than me. I do think they tend to take 'em back to their den. I swear when I went further into the forest to look around, I saw a silver-backed bear. It's probably a little older, senile one. Rustled off pretty quick. I didn't give chase because, well, it's a bear after all. Thank you, JR. Is there anything we as park visitors and bystanders need to be doing here? Absolutely, Kelly. And thank you for asking. Remember to always watch for the fire alert rating along the main roads every day. We are getting to a drier season and fires can start very easily, so the rating may change often. Also remember to tie up your trash every night. Toss a rope over a tree branch, pull it up high. We don't want bears getting into your campsite. And remember, always, always keep your distance from wildlife, especially our wolves and bears. They can be dangerous, and some of these animals spook so easy. Being so used to regular folks like us, they might come up and say hi every so often. So remember, it is smart to bring a bell with you on long hikes. Thank you again, JR. Back to you, Rick. Thank you, Kelly, for that interesting story. Remember, folks, wildlife is nothing to mess with. The National Park Service says staying safe while watching wildlife is easy. Simply leave the wildlife alone. Bears and wolves are vicious creatures. Be cautious out there, Cody. We wouldn't want any of you to end up like those wolves. We will be back after a short commercial break. And that is where the news leaves off as we get back into the commercials. And for some of you, a couple of odd things stuck out from that news chat. I will let you guys get into it while I do some DJing.
Can you I'm sorry. Can you believe that they really call that news, saying that the wolves are dangerous and don't approach bears? I mean, what's next? Are they going to do a segment on whether water is wet? I mean, I can't be the only one thinking it, right?
Pretty sure I read something the other day that said that water ain't wet. So, that might just be me.
Well, I'll keep my talk about what counts as journalistic integrity to a minimum. But did anybody else see a few little odd eccentricities in that report?
If anyone wants anything repeated, I can absolutely repeat it. I'm not, because I went pretty quick, so I don't know if you caught everything.
Yes, please.
Some of the main things that stood out to you guys, JR is not an expert on wildlife. He is an expert on white pine bark and beetles that were eating the trees in Yellowstone. Yet, for some odd reason, he was called down to check on this thing. He happened to be the closest one there. But what he saw, he said, was a silver-backed bear.
Yep.
I'm going to say that Raven, as kind of you're kind of into some of the nature stuff around here. You've literally never heard of that. Especially for a bear that could be that big. Because a lot of the bears out here tend to be brown bears more than black bears. And you know not to mess with them. But silver-backed senile bears don't really tend to be a thing. And generally, if something is going to kill something, it is going to then take it where it can eat it or eat it then and there. Why would it leave its prey sitting in the field? Yeah, that is pretty much the major stuff. So looking on, let's bring up the beautiful view of downtown Cody, Wyoming. I'm going to pull up a little map for you guys of the Cody area that I have wonderfully put together. You'll notice that road that goes out west, further west, that leads into the Park of Yellowstone. And that is going to be your closest way to get to, if you wanted to speak with JR, or he named someone Alice Riley. She was the wildlife expert. If you wanted to speak with those people, that is the way you would go.
Okay.
You said she was the bear expert.
She was the bear
necessarily
expert,
the wild.
yes. Yes, specifically bears. And Adrian, you actually are aware of her. So are you, Rodrigo.
Sure.
Both of you are aware of this woman because you are kind of into that echelon of service members in the community. And you do know the nearest place is about 30 to 35 minutes down the road is the nearest ranger station. It is getting late, so it probably wouldn't be until tomorrow. Well, you could probably go before tonight. Park closes at sundown, which is going to be about 7 or 8. So.
And how far away is the park from where we're?
The park entrance is only about 20 minutes down the road, but the ranger station is another 10 minutes past that. It's about 30, 35 minutes from here. And this event was being actively reported on. Like, they were there at the scene of it. Kelly Ansley and JR were both there. So.
Would Alice be with the ranger station, or would she be somewhere else?
Well, she's not with JR right now, so you'd suspect she's at the ranger station. You also don't know where these events took place.
Talk to my friend. Do I have a car?
I'm a pickup truck.
Your character sheet should let you know if you have a car. It would be on the right next to your equipment.
Well, I mean,
I don't remember seeing vehicles.
I know that Rodrigo has the pickup truck that we can go into the park with. That'd probably be the best way to stick it to the lamestream media, is to go and prove them wrong. And then I can put this on /mon. It'll be great. All the other channers will know what's up.
You're really narrow casting right now, and I love it.
What about you, Raven? You got any thoughts on all this?
I mean, it seems like, logically, let's go ask some questions. Because this all kind of doesn't read quite right to me.
Don't make much no sense to me either.
Well, that's my first concern, is wolves and bears do not normally party together.
No.
I know red solo cups where they're picking up.
So are y'all, speaking of pickups, getting into the car and heading to the ranger station?
No.
All right.
We'll talk for the next 2 hours.
So,
Yes.
Josh, why don't you describe Rodrigo for us as he walks to the car?
As Rodrigo stands up, he's got a bit of a limp in his right leg, but you see his nice ashen horns that come out from his cap. You see his red scales, as he is a tall, red-skinned dragonborn. He has wide shoulders and a little bit larger muscles, but he's got a little bit of a beer belly forming. And he usually wears a Denver Broncos baseball cap and a long-sleeve shirt to match, with jeans and an open-carry gun belt and a knife at his side. He walks with a bit of a saunter and sway to his step, and he has to kind of duck while he's going out of the tavern to make sure his horns don't get caught. And he holds the door open with his fine, thick leather boots.
I like the use of a classic fantasy terminology there, walking out of the tavern.
Yep.
That's good. Then who's up next? Who's walking out right after Rodrigo?
Raven would stuff the last bit of her pizza in her mouth and then follow after him.
Fantastic. Can you describe Raven for us?
Going on an adventure.
So you will see a 26-year-old halfling woman. She is pale-skinned. She has a bob brunette haircut. She usually wears a jean jacket and a 80s 90s band tee and stretchy exercise pants, so she is rocking that right now. And because she's a halfling, she does not wear shoes, but she has the nice hairy feet that she's just plodding along right behind to jump in the pickup truck.
And one thing that I will point out for some of you that might be asking, there aren't any races in Monster of the Week. It's all normal people. That is because this is a unique version of Monster of the Week that I have devised, and there are some racial moves that I have given each of the players based on the race they chose. So, who's going out after Raven?
I'll be following Slon.
All right, why don't you describe Adrian for us?
Well, Adrian's a 25-year-old tiefling with a slightly purplish red skin, slick black hair that he keeps pulled back tightly in a nice tight braid. little short horns, and he always dresses rather dapperly. Think of a blueberry James Bond. He always has a large dagger strapped to his leg. He's not afraid of hiding it. And he's just Mr. Suave, Mr. Confident. He's been here before.
Fantastic. And last but not least, Mary leaves. Describe Mary for us.
Mary waits until after Adrian leaves, wanting not to have Adrian behind her. She with a piece of pizza sticking out of her mouth. She's this 7.5 foot tall Fearbolg, pinkish gray skin, wearing cargo shorts, knee-high socks with sandals, a white T-shirt with a Hawaiian shirt over top, and a bucket hat to complement her glasses. And she has to bend down a little bit to get underneath the frame of the door as she limbers out a unregistered firearm tucked into the front of her cargo shorts that are drawstringed closed.
Fantastic. And so far, some of you may have guessed the playbooks or classes that everyone is playing. Why doesn't everyone go around and tell us the playbook that they are? Because your individual characters would be aware of each other at this point. There's no way working in this team, especially Raven, that you wouldn't know who each other were. So let's start with Rodrigo and go back through the order. Just say what your class is.
Yeah. Class.
It's in the top right.
Playbook, right above your look.
I'm the wronged.
Which means Josh's character had a monster kill a family member at some point, or someone important to him. In this case, it was a partner who he worked in the police force with. Evelyn.
Good man.
I'm the monstrous.
Yes, and what kind of monstrous are you?
I am a werewolf.
Ha 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 ha, how fun. Adrian, what are you?
Oh, that's me. I'm more used to watching than playing. I am the professional. I have training.
Yes, he works for a government organization, which our next character may not be a fan of. What is Mary?
Mary is a flake, which means that she knows the truth, even if other people are too scared to believe it.
A conspiracy theorist, basically. All right, so you guys make your way into the car, and this is your route that you pull up on Google Maps. It's like it says there, it's going to take about 35 minutes with the current traffic. You pass a rather big lake halfway through on your way until you make your way down to a quaint little ranger station. It is a bit darker. The sun is, at this point, past the trees. You're getting into more mountainous territory the further you get in. But you do come upon this ranger station, and the doors are still open, although it looks like a lot of the lights have been turned off or down, and looks like things are starting to shut down. You are the last car, other than a Ranger pickup truck, which is looks like a 1980 Chevrolet Blazer with wood paneling on the sides, is there parked. What do you guys do?
I hop out immediately and start walking toward the back of the ranger station.
The back. All right. What is everyone else doing?
Well, I'm probably gonna leave the Magnum in my cargo shorts within the dashboard of the car, and then hop out and lankily start walking towards the ranger station, the front.
Aha! Like a regular person would.
Well, you have to understand, Adrian. He had. Well, I don't want to get into it. He might have to kill me.
I imagine the other two are following suit with Mary.
Yes.
Is anyone deciding to flank the ranger station?
No.
Yes, Rodrigo.
Rodrigo would like to look into the other truck and see what's kind of in there.
Yeah, you look in, and normally in D&D this is something I'd make you make a perception check for, but this is, you're a regular person, so you just see what you see. You see a rifle in a magnetic holster up against the passenger seat, and a ranger hat leaning on the passenger seat as well, and a bunch of paperwork sitting in a box in the passenger seat, but the back seat seems pretty empty along with the bed of the truck.
Let's see what the paperwork says.
It's in a box, so you can't see what all of the paperwork says, but you do see tracking tag information, and then the most recent date for the past week is written right underneath it.
Oh, go on ahead. I'm gonna check it to see if the door's open or if it's unlocked.
It's locked.
No. He's gonna follow up to the front, but keeping that in the back of his mind.
All right, you guys make your way in, and the door opens, ding-a-ling-a-ling, and you see sitting in the behind the desk in front of you, a short dwarven woman with long braided red hair, wearing a ranger uniform and hat, and she is sitting there working on some last minute paperwork, typing some things into a computer as she writes things. Before I get to you guys, Pat, what are you doing going around back?
I just want to kind of look in through the back window and see if anybody's in there talking about something they don't want other people talking about, seeing if I can hear something interesting.
Okay.
Before the public comes in and they have to start going with their basic story of what's what.
Now, this feels like a good opportunity to roll something.
I was looking, I didn't see one that actually
Why
fit.
don't you roll to read a bad situation? I wouldn't call this a bad situation, but that feels like a good roll for this. So it's 2d6, you're going to add your sharp, and then based on how well you roll, I'll tell you what you get.
I have to find everything right here. So that would be a 5.
With modifiers?
Yeah, with a -1.
Oh, wow. So you make your way around the back of the place, and you fail to notice a branch that has recently fallen, and you trip down, and thankfully the mithril-lined suit you are wearing does not tear, but you make a rather loud "ugh" when you hit the ground, and you see someone come up to a back window and open up the blinds a little bit. You see a young 20s-looking Asian-American man with dark black hair and a stout, chubby face lean up against the window and kind of look out. And then he closes the blinds again, not noticing you due to the difference in light. And that's all that happens there.
I stand up and dust myself off and curse myself for my stupidity. It's a nice suit. I hate messing it up.
Do you then make your way back around to the front?
No, I'm going to kind of listen in the background. There's enough people up front. I should be able to hear.
Okay. So, you guys make your way in. Who wants to talk to this woman? You see a name tag. It does say Alice Riley.
Shin, how tall is this desk here?
It is regular human height. You get the impression that she's standing on something.
So I am also unable to see.
Yeah, there's actually a stair step next to the desk that allows shorter folk to get up to desk
So
height.
Raven would go up to that then and just like walk up.
Come on, Grandma, you know you want to say it. Would you like me to hold you, or should I get you a box?
Oh, hello, dear. How's it going?
Perfectly fine, I suppose. But there were some strange things in the news just now, and we thought we'd come see if we could maybe figure a little more out about what's going on.
You mean the bear attacks that are happening? It's nothing that regular folks need to be worried about. Is there any questions about hiking trails I could answer for you?
If I could help my friend Raven here, we're part of an environmental watch group, and we're just collecting data. You have to understand, maybe you can just, answer some of my friend's questions.
So why don't you roll to manipulate someone, Chandler?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's not true, and you're trying to get them to do something.
Yeah, you're correct.
So this move says, once you've given them a reason, tell them what you want them to do, and roll plus charm.
Well, you have to understand, I'm a very charming person.
Is that true?
It's not necessarily untrue. Let's see.
For a walking.
I'm trying to get this right. Oh, I have to roll. I'm getting this right.
And it might give you a pop-up asking if you want to add any forward.
There
You
we
will
go.
not add any forward because
Perfect.
I've given you none.
I will add no forward because I have 0.
So what did you roll?
I rolled an 8.
All right, that is a mixed success, which means, all right, listen, I can give you some information, but, I mean, are any of you guys official in any sort of capacity? Can I get some sort of verification that you work for this organization?
Oh, I think I actually, I think he's just outside. Raven, do you know who I'm talking about? He's the one that keeps the badge.
At that point, I start walking back toward the front door because I can hear her saying.
Yeah.
Then
I
walk in.
don't know. He might still be outside. Comes join us. Well, you know.
Yeah, and you guys keep talking for just a moment before Adrian just walks in to the front.
Good evening, Alice. How are you today?
Oh, hello. You look rather dapper for a national park. How are you doing?
I am doing just fine. Me and my associates here, we were wondering if you could help us solve a little bit of this mystery of your missing wolves and rabid bears.
I mean, Can you roll to manipulate someone really quick for me?
That would be a 11. I'm sorry, 10 with the minus 1.
That's still a complete success. Doesn't matter. All right. I can see you look rather official. I won't need anything. And personally, I would love to learn more about what the bears have done over there. JR really has not given us a lot of information. He figured this out recently, and he's still down there. He had to close off the clearing to public access because we didn't want any innocent people going up there and getting potentially mauled by a, rabid bear.
He's down there by himself.
I mean, he's got a gun, and he's probably sitting in his car. But, I keep track of all the bears in the park. Every bear I thought I knew, and there weren't any that should have been silverbacked or rabid. I mean, they were all really nice.
Can I ask you a question?
I mean, that depends.
Well, I mean, it's a professional question. I wouldn't ask personal information.
Are
you have to
you a
understand.
professional in this field?
Are
She
you
looks at your
professional in?
Hawaiian shirt and graphic tee.
Yeah, listen, the question is, we don't need to get to name calling. Don't you all do like a normal practice of chipping the animals within your reserve? Wouldn't you know, for a matter of fact, if a bear attacked?
Now, okay. Yellowstone is a really big park. There are lots of bears that exist within the park. I could give you a whole spiel about how we are physically unable to tag every bear that appears in our park because they can move in and out of state borders. It doesn't matter. It's difficult work, all right? One, in theory, could have migrated in. In the amount of time since the last time I checked that area, I doubt it. But this one, obviously, is untagged.
Well, and the tags just tell you where they are. They don't tell you what they're doing.
And
like,
traditionally,
you
they do only
know.
update usually every 12 to 24 hours.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna, in game terms, I have the suspicious mind. If someone is lying to me, I know.
She is not lying to you. That is just factually true.
Oh, okay, sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah, that's a good use of your moves. Keep me honest.
I kind of edge away from the giant, weird talking ones.
So, remind me what it was you guys asked Alice to do. Did you want her to give you tracking information on bears in the nearby area, or tell you where the clearing was so that you can go and check it yourself?
We were pretty much asking if there had been any unusual activity between the bears and the wolves that would constitute why one would attack the other.
Yeah, and she
kind of things like that.
She pretty much gives you the answer of no. She has no idea why that would happen. It hasn't happened, and it shouldn't be happening.
Well, like, where did this particular attack happen?
20 minutes down the road.
Would it be okay if we checked it out before he finished closing it off to the public? I have reasons to believe there may be some other influences involved.
She looks out the windows. Well, the sun's still up. Yeah, I guess it would be all right. You don't have very long, so tick-tock, tick-tock. Get to it. You need to get out of the park as fast as possible. We like to try and clean up before people leave.
We will do our best. Thank you, Alice. I love your shirt, by the way.
park issued. Thank you.
You wouldn't happen to have any sort of records or something that would show where bears have been, you know, trackers, and if there are any sort of activity heading in that general direction?
I do.
Would we be able to take a look at that?
No, that is national park property, and I'm unable to give that to you as a U.S. citizen. I'm sorry.
What? So you're telling me it would be a felony if you just gave that away?
Yeah, I could be put in jail for quite a long time, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Well, okay then.
And it's at this point that you see the Adrian. You instantly recognize the Asian-looking man come out from behind the back door, and he enters in. Alice, what's going on here? I kind of overheard that you were letting them go see JR. Are we allowed to do that?
Are you allowed not to?
I mean, I wasn't necessarily speaking with you, my good sir, but I guess that's a good point.
Do I recognize this guy?
Yeah, you know this guy. This is Jonathan Yu, and you can all see that on his badge. He is newer to the area. In fact, you know that he came in less than a year ago, but he is under the fauna protection side of the national park, so he's there to preserve any living beings in the park and ensure that they are studied and taken care of. So he's not just bears. He's technically over Alice. Looks like he's kind of one of those guys who came in straight out of college with a lot more like degree work than Alice had, and he just kind of took a better job than she had.
And you said he's more over the fauna and everything, so is he over
he's
bears and stuff like that?
He's over all animals, so wolves, bears, everything. He isn't very specific with his work like Alice is.
He's the over ranger.
Yes, he's the over ranger.
Having met him before, I'm going to try and go through a keep of the clan. I'm going to lean up on the desk. And
You see, we're just trying to do our job and trying to figure out whatever the hell is happening in this park that ends up mauling and dropping a few wolves here in our fine forest. Now, I know you're over a ton of this, and I was hoping maybe you could tell me what a silverback bear is. Or maybe you'll give us that 20-some minutes to be able to go check it out for ourselves.
Roll to manipulate someone. And Josh is using the racial trait that I gave him, Keeper of the Clan. He gets +1 while talking to someone, trying to manipulate someone he's met before. And Josh has met this person.
that is going to be a 6, I think.
This is a good opportunity. Does anyone want to use the move Help Out?
I will.
Oh, could I also use a luck? Sorry, was I
Josh,
supposed to
you
tell you that
could
before?
use a luck if you want, and that would mean Evelyn doesn't have to roll, and you wouldn't have to roll. You just get a complete success. Although, there was no point in you asking me if you've met this person before. It just happens.
Oh, fine. Then never mind. I'll let the help
No.
thing.
If you go for it, because a 7 to 9, a mixed success means he might ask for something in return. If you want no repercussions to your question, you would spend luck.
Yeah, I'll spend the luck.
All right.
I don't.
This is great because it's a good opportunity to teach everybody what luck is. Luck is a limited resource that these players have. They have 7 of them, period. If these characters go on to other sessions, they keep that luck. There are ways, very rare ways, to get luck back. And if they spend all of their luck, which I think Josh plans on running through all of his tonight, they gain the doomed tag, and I am not allowed to be nice to them anymore. I am told to be mean. So you pull upon your pool of luck. Josh, can you read underneath your luck really quick and tell me what occurs when you use luck? I might actually be able to pull that up.
Mark luck. When you spend luck, you find a dangerous lead on your prey.
Fantastic. How perfect. Jonathan says, I've never heard of silver-backed bears. I'm not entirely sure it is a bear. And Alice kind of gives him a face. If Alice has approved you, I'll approve it too.
Alright. Thank you, Mr. Yu. We'll be in and out spick and span like a goose made of oil.
I Literally, I've never even heard that one. I don't think that's one. I don't think people say that, actually.
He moves away and
He do.
jingles his keys.
He just walks away. All right, do you guys follow Rodrigo? All right, you follow Rodrigo back into the pickup. Josh, is there any particular vision you have for what your pickup looks like?
Oh, I'm thinking tow mater. I'm thinking straight up like
rusty and horrible?
Yeah, it used to be red, but now it's like a mix of red and brown.
Oh, great. Falling apart.
Yeah.
Good.
Apart.
Next time you fail while driving, I know what to do to the car.
Perfect. No, tow mater!
All right, you guys now make your way down the road. This was pointed out to you on Google Maps. Alice pulled it up for you and locked it in. That way, before you got further into park and lost service, you knew where to go. You're going to be making your way down an access road that is accessible to regular park tourists and people, because there are multiple hiking trails that exit and come off of this road. But you make your way down to the nearly very end of the road. Like it says there, it's about a 20-minute drive. And you make your way to a clearing.
Oh, Thomas, if you'll allow me. On the way down, Mary is going to be playing with her butterfly knife and mumbling as she looks at the GPS. They can get live location data for our phones, but they can't get live location data for our bears. Why do you think that is, huh? Makes you really think. Why?
Your phone technology is more advanced than the tagging technology? Duh.
Probably because bears don't try to hack into ATMs either.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Adrian on that one as well.
It's too dismissive. What I'm telling you is it's strategic, okay? They don't fund the bear GPS. That way they can, when people go missing in the park,
Mary?
it's a bear.
Hey, Mary, you want to do me a favor?
Sure, of course.
Could you hand me my sawed-off shotgun by your feet underneath the passenger chair?
I'm gonna pass on that one, and maybe I'll just be quiet. How's that sound?
Oh, well, thank you very much. Yep.
All right, you guys make your way to you can't see it on this because the website that I made the map with doesn't have access to modern day cars because it's a fantasy map making tool. But there on that pathway coming up to the right, there is a car that has blocked the road going sideways. So you're not actually able to physically drive up, but as you do, your headlights point in through the side windows of the car, and you see the man you saw on the TV. You saw a tall brunette half-orc wearing a ranger outfit. His hair is very messy. You can see underneath his ranger hat, which he wears tipped very far back. And when he notices you coming up, he kind of pulls it forward and unbuckles his seatbelt, gets out of the car, and stands there,
my lights,
flanking his car, waiting for you to get out. Yeah, he sees you flash them, and he just says, or he just kind of waves you out. What do you guys do?
Y'all want to stay here or want me to step out?
I already get out.
I mean, we might as well.
I mean, we came here to talk to the guy, so...
All right.
No sense sitting in the car looking like a bunch of scared children. No offense.
You guys make your way out of the car.
On my height?
Yes, probably was.
You guys
really
make
rude.
your way out of the car. And the JR is now at this point sitting on the hood. He has his phone out, which he quickly puts in his pocket when you guys start to walk up. You guys get the impression that this man is not the most professional at his job. And as you walk up, he sort of goes, "Oh, howdy. Who are you? This road is currently closed to regular folks."
I am
Do
not
you
regular
look like
folks.
regular folks to you?
I mean, the man in the suit certainly don't, but...
Out of character, do I have any kind of badge or identification showing that I'm not just a normal person?
You do have a CIA-issued badge. It does not give the division that you work for, as that is top secret.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. I want to know if I had something I could
but you
show
do have
rather
sort of a
than just
generic... Yeah, you can badge. If you really want to pull rank, you can.
Yeah, I don't like playing around. I walk up to them. We are not ordinary people. I flash my badge real quick, like they do in the movies.
CIA. What is? Sorry.
Yeah.
My
That's as far
apologies.
as you get to know. I have questions about what's going on out here. Is there a chance we could get to see the actual site where the wolves were killed
I mean,
before it gets too dark?
I've heard nothing about y'all coming
You don't
in.
need to hear anything about me. I just told you who I am.
All right.
I outrank you.
This feels like I manipulate someone. I will
Yeah.
give you +1 forward because you have pulled rank. And that feels fun. So take +1 on top of your, I believe, already pretty good charm.
Is it
you seen
charm? Okay,
Petros?
charm.
It's
I think my charm is 0.
Well, that's better
my
than
whole
negative.
thing just went away.
Yeah.
Hey, everything just went away. Hang on, I gotta relaunch the game.
Oh.
And for future reference, would
Yeah, my charm is 0, so it's +1.
So take +1 on your roll. Yes, Josh.
would Rodrigo have
That's immediate.
any sort of badge?
No. Rodrigo had to give up his badge when he left the force.
That makes sense.
What did you roll?
An 8.
An 8. That is a
Oh,
mix.
+1, so a 9.
Still a mixed success.
Nice.
All right. I get it.
All right.
What I will ask is, can I see that fancy gun you're holding on your hip there to check out while you go in?
That's a dagger. I do not carry my gun on my hip.
Oh, the dagger. It looks mighty fancy. I'll let you in if you let me twiddle with that knife.
How about you just dream about twiddling my dagger and let us go do our business?
I mean, it's simple. Just let me hold the dagger and you can get in. Otherwise, I mean, you look plenty
I
well
stare him
equipped.
down. I'm just staring at him.
That's fine. The result of the roll stands. This is the price you have to pay to enter into the clearing.
Sounds like it's time to kick some ass.
Yeah, just kill a park ranger for asking you to hold
I
his.
reluctantly unhook the dagger and hand it to him.
Do you want to describe the dagger?
It's a little on the large size. It has a very finely made handle, wrapped in a very soft-looking leather. All the metal is dark and non-reflective on it, and the sheath is made of a dark brown, grainy leather with the fancy inscription on the sides of the letters NARC.
Wow, interesting. And you see him just messing with it as he kind of just sort of nods his head to you guys as if he didn't see you, and motions for you to pass.
Rodrigo will pull his knife out. If you're looking to hold on to something else, I can hand you my dagger.
That's all right with me, fella.
I was not talking to you.
Oh,
That's okay. I'm fine.
enjoy the park.
Get your toothpick back.
All right, you guys make your way into this clearing, wherein you see one wolf corpse. If you guys remember to the police report, it said that, or not the police report, the news report, it said that there were 3 wolves that were in the clearing. And, yes, now this feels like investigate a mystery time.
I'd be happy to.
Would anyone... I mean, Evelyn hasn't rolled anything yet, which I'm looking
haven't.
forward to having her roll something. However, if someone has a specific part of this clearing... When I say investigate a mystery, tell me what you're looking for and where. I know that there are specific questions, but those questions will kind of help us to narrow down what you're doing while you're there. So there's the corpse, there's the clearing itself. In the back corner of the clearing, you see a large mound of what looks like just loose dirt. Looks almost like a kind of like a molehill. Could be some sort of burrow or whatever. And you see there are a couple trees that have been felled and cracked and some other stuff. So who's going to what and who's doing what?
I want to examine the wolf corpse.
Well, why don't you roll to investigate a mystery?
I will. Oh, that's a 12.
Wow. All right.
Holy crap.
So you get to ask 2 questions from the investigative mystery.
Hashtag rig.
You do not have to
Yeah.
ask all of them now. You can hold on to your 2 questions, but the question
Right.
list I'll just read off really quick for everyone watching. It is what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here? It's a lot of good questions, but not all of them might have relevant or powerful answers based on the evidence before you.
Are those
Right.
the only questions we can ask?
Yes,
Oh, no,
there
she
is
rolled a
actually.
12. She can ask
yes.
whatever she wants.
Well, no, if you actually need to gain an improvement by rolling experience and gaining experience to then improve it to get the advanced version of each
Right.
move.
Mhm.
Oh,
For now,
okay.
you only get the 10 pluses. That's for higher level
Gotcha.
characters.
Yeah, so what happened here would be the first
Okay,
question.
that is a
then.
very good question. The wolf was bludgeoned to death. It looks like a very
Bludgeoned.
large foot of some kind just crushed its chest in one go. And it has one of its back legs looked like it was removed by just ripping force, as if it was just pulled until it gave. It is odd that the leg was taken, but the body wasn't. And actually, looking around, you see a couple other blood spots and some trails that seem to lead in the direction of the burrow, which feels like I answered another one of those questions, but that's fine.
Where did it go? Yeah.
Is that what you were going to ask?
No, but
Okay.
if I see
Then,
that, like,
because I gave you free information, you don't have to spend your other hold. You can keep the other
Okay.
question for now if you don't
I'll
want
hold
to
on
ask
to it then.
All right, great.
Yeah, I'll hold on to it.
I would
also want to
like
investigate the wolf.
if possible.
All right, let's go with Chandler next because he hasn't done anything in a while.
Yes, I would like Mary to go up to JR
Okay.
and start pestering him in a uniquely Mary way.
Okay.
And investigate the mystery.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll real quick, and I didn't do it right again. Let's see if I can do it right. I'm trying to use the roll 20 that we have here.
Virtual dice.
Yes.
I don't have chat pulled up on Roll20, so you're just gonna have to verbally tell me what you roll.
I will be happy to. I got a 10.
Great. Hold 2.
And yes, the first question, I'm going to go up to him. I'm going to say, JR, if I may call you that, sorry
You
to
may.
interrupt your knife play there,
I mean,
but
it's kind of a weird
it
way
seemed
to
a
put
little
it.
interesting that you were chosen to speak on this, considering that you're more of a forester rather than a fauna person. So I'm just interested why that might be. And the overall meta question I'm asking is, what is being concealed here?
Okay. He answers your question in narrative form. Well, you see, and he clicks on his mag light that he has and points it towards some of the trees. They look barren and dead. There is a large amount of pine beetle that has been coming through this area. I was simply checking on those trees and happened to see a grouping of dead wolf bodies. Just because I was the closest one and the nearest able to deal with the situation, I was left here on charge. What is being concealed here? You to the
Maybe
north.
inferences based off his answer.
Yeah, you actually, as you're looking where he flashes his light, you see something rustle some bushes in the northwest corner of the clearing. And JR notices it too, and he says, well, I'm going to go check on that real quick. Y'all folks stay safe. And he pulls out his pistol and starts walking toward that area.
Whoa, sir.
It's all right. I am a trained professional. I've dealt with these animals before. It's probably just a bunch of squirrels. I want to make sure.
And you're gonna shoot him?
No, I'm protecting myself. If it's a bear, then I will.
If possible, I'd like to ask my second question here.
Please.
Which is, what sort of creature is it? Maybe, we can fit it before that question or as he's walking.
As he's walking, you notice it is so hard from the distance that you were at to get anything more than it is bigger than a squirrel.
Yeah,
Certainly.
not the creature in the bush necessarily, but in a contrarian way, I wanted to bring up, I've never heard of a silver-backed bear. what actually was it if you saw it and you claim to have seen it?
Now, this is a good example of you're not always going to get a very clear answer sometimes. I will try
Yeah,
my best to
absolutely.
give you, but with the person you're talking to, I mean, I don't know. It was rather large for a brown bear. It looked, I guess, kind of slick, but there wasn't a lot of light. I'm guessing it was just wet, but yeah, it was gray. It was like silver backed. I don't know what to tell you, man.
And both of those answers, he wasn't lying to me, right?
No,
From my suspicious mind. Okay.
no. But he is now with his mag light up and his pistol actively sort of imitating a cop walking toward that area of the clearing.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide behind Rodrigo because I'm worried now.
Okay. Adrian, did you want to look at anything in particular? Maybe the dirt mound.
I
or the
also
trees?
want to investigate the wolves' corpses and the ground around them to see if there's actually any bear tracks.
Okay.
And if there are any other kind of tracks I might recognize.
We'll say that in general you're investigating the clearing itself, and probably the question you would ask there is what sort of creature is it? But go ahead and roll to see if you manage to deduce that information.
It's an 8 with the -1.
All right, you get to ask one question, and with the thing you told me, you're basically asking what sort of creature is it. You've looked at bear tracks before. These are not them. They look like rather large footprints. I would say closer to like elephant or like a maybe a rhino. It looks like they are minorly like hooved in some way with like claws. It's kind of weird. It is kind of bear-like if you were to just skim over it and not know anything about fauna like JR. But you've at the very least been aware of monsters, and this looks more monstrous than it does
Well, I'm
natural.
also wondering, since when does a bear crush its thing and not claw
That
to
is
death?
a very, very good question, which I imagine you and Raven chat about while you look at the wolf's body. What are you doing, Rodrigo, before we move the scene forward?
Rodrigo's just kind of been keeping a lay of the land, looking at everything as they go about their own environment.
You want
he's
to,
going to look at the.
Oh.
He's just going to look at the large pile of dirt that's over that you described, and he's going to look at where the wolves were, and he'll try and see where the drag marks are, and if the drag marks lead to that burial area or that mound of dirt.
Okay, I was wondering if you wanted to read a bad situation or investigate a mystery, but this feels like more investigate a mystery than read a bad situation.
I'm going to use luck.
All right, mark your second luck of the night.
Okay.
You get to ask 2 questions.
Cool.
And Evelyn, remember, at any point, if you want to interrupt me and ask one of those, your investigation, your resources.
My
can
one that I'm
change.
holding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Josh, you get 2.
So first would be, and it might go into the second one, but first is just, is this the grave where the wolves were dragged? Or
yeah, so you go up to, let's say what happened here.
What happened here? Yeah, sorry.
Looking at the, no, that's fine. You ask me the thing, I'll help you to narrow it down. It's a burrow. It is not a grave. This looks like some sort of large creature, like a molehill, but like way too big to be a molehill, dug into the earth here and continued digging further down, and you're not able to deduce direction unless you want to ask us very specific other question, but you are able to deduce that this is some sort of burrowing creature, and again, JR, just being inexperienced in this, was unable to determine that.
Okay. And then the next thing that I would like to do is I'd quickly like to, while all this is happening, he hasn't waited till the end. He sees this and he's just going to like lightly jog back to the truck, open up the satchel in the back compartment. He's going to pull out a flare and he's going to go back to the open hole, strike the flare, he'll look in and then drop it.
Will point out the way that this, unfortunately, this end of the burrow has collapsed. It is rather difficult for you. If you wanted to, and we can narratively say you do end up digging around some dirt, I just want you to know visually what it looks like. You have to kind of dig for a hot minute before you can manage to find in the opening, because just how much dirt had to be exhumed to begin this burrow. But you do find the opening.
And then I guess the other question would be, what is being concealed here?
In the burrow, you can confidently say with your flare, nothing.
Okay.
And that is an answer. I'm not trying to hide anything from you
No,
there. It's
you're
just
good.
nothing is in the burrow currently. And as you sort of come to that realization, all of you hear from the direction that JR disappeared into the woods, "Ah, gods!" And you hear a couple shots, ping, pew, go off, and flashes come from that direction. Thank you, Josh, for the sound effects. I'm a voice actor. Pew, pew. Come from that direction. Anyone doing anything as that happens?
Yeah, go ahead.
We should probably go that way and see what's wrong.
All
That's
right.
my best suggestion.
Yeah, I mean, this
Burrow's got
is
a
like
9mm.
quick stuff. What are you guys doing?
I have battlefield awareness.
Yes, you do.
It says I always know what's happening around me and what to watch out for. So,
Can you read off the full move for me? Because I feel like it's a modifier for another move.
it says moves.
No, I know. Just continue reading
Battlefield
down.
awareness. You always know what's happening around you and what to watch out for. Take +1 armor, max 2 on top of whatever you get from your gear.
So that doesn't
Snap.
necessarily give you, like it says, awareness of literally everything. It's just when you're in an active battle, you are better able to have glancing blows hit you rather than dead on because you're aware of how the battle is moving. It's not necessarily
so it's
a
more
stressful
for
situation.
a combat thing.
Yeah, it's more for combat, less for a stressful situation like this.
Okay.
However, if
Tactical
someone wants to
genius.
read a bad situation, that feels like a very good thing to do.
Yeah. Tactical
Rodrigo, why
genius,
don't you
when
read a bad
situation? I can roll cool instead of sharp.
That might be
Ooh.
nice, although Rodrigo pointed to...
No.
Josh,
Okay.
who wants to read a bad situation?
He gets a plus, so I'm gonna let him.
All right,
go for it.
Adrian, roll to read a bad situation. Nah, Josh wanted to use more luck.
Yeah, I did. I just want to burn through my luck.
That would be a 9 with the +2.
All right, you get to ask. All right. Rodrigo, do you want to help him out because he is on the cusp of getting a complete success? You can either spend luck to help him and instantly grant the plus. Yeah, are you doing that?
No.
All right, then roll to help out. So that is adding your cool.
Oh, I don't get any cool. So.
I mean, there's still a chance you could succeed.
In
theory,
so
you're
still
most
roll,
likely.
It's
probably
roll
that Denver
2d6
Broncos
still?
hat that's
Yeah,
destroying all
everything
cool.
is always roll 2d6. Any move is always...
Okay.
Yeah, the Broncos hat is what's helping you out.
Hey, watch it. Wow, that's 11.
Oh, wow. Okay, so not only do you... Hey, John, if you wanted to give him some extra cool, you could... no, I'm just kidding. I haven't just... If anyone donates bits, we're going to have to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
But, Josh, with that, not only do you help him out, you don't have to put yourself into any danger in doing so. But because you got him a complete success, there is no danger anyways. Pat, you can ask 3 questions from the list of what's my best way in, what's my best way out, are there any dangers we haven't noticed, what's the biggest threat, what's most vulnerable to me, and what's the best way to protect the victims. What do you want to ask? Pat, you're asking them.
Sorry, I keep forgetting to push my button. First one would be, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Most certainly. You notice large rustlings occurring in the direction that JR is in. However, you are confident that there are no other active dangers than that one. You are perfectly clear on the fact that there is nothing else that will attack you if you go in that direction. But you will have to enter the woods to do something.
Okay, so what's my best way in would be the next.
Your best way in is, you notice going straight through the brush is going to be rather difficult following after JR. You're going to have to make sort of a flanking maneuver around a couple trees to get through some stuff, but you are very aware of what your best way to him is. And I'm going to assume that all of you have access to a flashlight of some sort, your phone, if you have a handheld flashlight, whatever you want to use. So we don't have to worry about night vision. What is your last question, Pat?
And the last one would be... Not sure what I mean by what's most vulnerable
Yeah,
to
that is a
me.
very unique and vague question, which sometimes I have a lot of fun answering.
I mean, is it like vulnerable to me, or am I vulnerable to?
I don't know. It's a difficult question. A lot of people in the community for Monster of the Week have been very contentious
All right,
about how
well,
to
let's
answer
just
it.
go with what's the best way to protect the victims.
All right. You get the feeling that the best way to protect the victims is to charge in loudly and scare whatever this thing is off of attacking JR. Monster or not, you know, a lot of people coming in loudly tends to be a surprise to things like this. So at the very least, that's a good starting maneuver to get you into this. But
Okay. I tell the group that I'm going to start flanking around toward the back, and I'm going to ask She-Hulk if she can just run through the trees yelling and screaming as loudly as she can toward the noise, but not actually go into where the noise is.
So,
As a favor.
okay. I have a unique rules interaction, Thomas.
okay.
So, Evelyn's character, let me remind myself, Raven said we need to go in, and I was about to use the contrarian part of my playbook
To not do that?
to not do that. So if he is doing this, can I prompt him to roll to manipulate me? Because that is a thing. You can roll to manipulate another hunter, and there are benefits to doing that.
Yes, you can.
So you do not care about the screaming man that needs help.
But yes, you see Mary just instantly is like, nope, not doing that. Do you want to try to manipulate her to help you? Because you guys could both potentially mark experience, or she could mark experience and get bonuses in doing so.
No, I'm not going to waste time trying to debate it. I'm going to ask Rodrigo instead if he can go in whipping and snapping and yeehawing as best as he can.
Well, Raven
His
is
best rodeo
perfectly
voice.
fine to run in if she wants to. It's Mary.
I didn't see her standing there. I'm sorry.
Raven is She-Hulk after all. She's a werewolf.
Ah!
I don't know that yet.
She's like,
You
she
do know
changes
that.
into like a corgi.
Oh, that's good.
You know what?
I'm so
I'm gonna bite you.
All right, let's then go. Evelyn, what are you doing in this situation? What's going on?
She's gonna charge in because it was her idea to go help. So yeah.
There's a
Raven's
person in
gonna
chat named Rigger Raven, and they're like, "What do I do?" All right, so
Yeah.
are you using a specific move? I know you have something called preternatural speed.
I do have preternatural speed, so I am going to go with my werewolfy preternatural speed and go in really fast.
All right, is there any particular move tied to that, or do you just do it?
You go much faster when you chase, flee, or run. So I'm
Certainly
running.
chasing.
I guess.
Yeah. You are in a
Does
chase.
she have to change into a werewolf first to do that?
Yeah,
And
you
a
actually-
+1 ongoing.
You see, as the sky gets a bit darker, the fur on her feet moves up her legs to her ankle and then meets her exercise pants, which kind of bulge just a slight bit. That's why she wears the pants. And the hair on her
stretched.
hands gets even thicker and furrier, and her eyes go a bright yellow as she runs into the woods full force. She does get like a little bit taller as well. And Raven has disappeared into the woods. Why don't you roll to protect someone?
Okay. I don't know where.
Rodrigo, what are you doing if you want to be a part of this as well? If
I
you
want to be a part of helping protect someone as well.
Well, what are you
You-
doing to attempt to
roll
do
to
this?
help.
Check someone. There it is.
Um,
Plus.
I-
Yes, why don't you roll plus stuff? She's the one who charged him first, so I'm giving it to her.
yeah.
See how this goes.
Yeah, Evelyn as a werewolf is pretty awesome, Robert.
I got an 8.
Okay, you protect them okay, but you'll suffer some or all of the harm they were going to get. So you charge through the brush, and your new werewolf eyes give you night vision. You don't have to worry about any lights from your phone. And you see JR there with his mag light on the ground. And as you do, you notice there is a very massive, rotund-faced thing that has its mouth on his foot. And it rips away in a moment as you come out, and its tail whips you. You take 2 harm. You might have some armor.
Can I use a luck to
Make it a 12?
cancel all the harm? Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Cancel all the
so
harm.
it's either cancel all the harm or make it a 12. Making it
It
a 12
says
doesn't necessarily
or
cancel
to
all harm.
avoid all harm. Yeah. So it says mark luck to change a roll to a 12 or to avoid all harm.
Okay, so
from
you're
the
not
monster.
changing the protect someone to a 12. You're just taking no harm. So you
I'm-
see this
yeah.
coming. You leap over the tail and land right over JR by this guy, and it is just in time for you to notice this thing out of socket rip his leg out of his torso. And it instantly begins running away, and it just leaps. You see it leap 10 feet into the air and far away, and just dives straight into the earth. Rodrigo, what do you do as you hear this commotion?
I mean, he would have run in as well, gun close to the chest, moving in through, and as he comes in clearing, he's going to see the bleeded boy.
Yeah.
And he's going to just be like, well, bleep, bleep, that I can't say on a blue box stream, as he's going to put his gun away. Well, hair on a porcupine's booty hole. Come here. He's going to move up. He's going to do DIY surgery.
Okay, so what do you have to roll? I think you just rolled for that skill, right? It's a move itself.
Roll plus cool, which I got none of that. It's all good. It counts as normal first aid, plus stabilize the injury and heal 1 harm.
All right, so just roll the dice. We'll see what happens, then you can choose.
Oh, jeez. Here we go. Well, that is a 7.
Which is
on
a
a
mixed
7
success.
to 9. It counts as normal first aid, plus 1 of these your choice.
Yeah, so he has what's called an unstable wound. His femoral artery is actively pumping blood out of his body rather quickly, and it looks
Can
like
I
if you
try
guys
to
don't
help?
put a tourniquet on or do something, he's going to bleed out within minutes.
So I can't stabilize it.
I don't know. Is that one of your options on your 7 to 9?
Stabilize the injury, but the patient takes -1 forward.
So that means anything he tries to do, you stabilize the injury, and the way you do that is by pulling your belt off and really quickly and very tightly wrapping it around the stump to pull off, or to there is no blood flow going
Tourniquet.
to the stump. You have created an effective tourniquet. However, that means from the pain of the tourniquet on his leg and you administering no pain aids to him, he is woozy. It looks like he's about to pass out. Oh my God.
He just, JR, shut up, drink this, as he's going to put his flask into his mouth and just kind of upend
And
it.
he absolutely, yeah.
I don't care if you're sober, you're not today.
He's going to
Get me out of here. Oh, he pulls up his radio. Alice, get down here as quick as possible. Alice. Mary, what are you doing as you hear all this going on?
Yeah.
You do know that there's a radio in his car and you have a phone. You can call 911. There's lots of things you can do.
There's no signal out here in the woods. It's part of the conspiracy.
Mary, I think, has a satellite phone.
Oh, 100%.
She would.
Easily
She would.
trackable satellite phone.
She would.
Yeah.
Now, I can't even see that somebody's been hurt like that.
No, but you can hear that someone has been hurt pretty easily.
Okay.
And you can also see the flashlight kind of randomly moving around.
Yeah, we're gonna bust out the brick and pull out the antenna.
Yes.
And we're gonna call 911 for an amber lamps.
911, what's your
Help.
emergency?
Yeah, I wanted to report that on Yellowstone National Park, the coordinates are exactly 362 longitude. Listen, anyways, the point is that there's a man out here that's been hurt, and we need you to send an ambulance right away.
On it, absolutely. How bad is the injury? What do we need to bring?
I wish I knew. I'm too scared to go in there.
All right, that's perfectly fine, ma'am. We are sending an ambulance on our way with a backup police squadron if that's necessary.
No, please do not send the police. They're really not needed.
Okay. They'll be on their way as soon as possible. 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
You're out in the middle of Yellowstone.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, fine, whatever.
Do you
And
need
I'm
it
gonna
immediately? You didn't tell her how bad it was, so she could have probably sent quicker aid.
No, I don't even know.
Have I gotten through the back part yet?
Yes, you have flanked around, and you actually managed to be very close to where this thing burrows into the earth. Are you doing anything in response to that?
I'm pulling out my Glock 9mm out of my shoulder.
You taking a shot?
No, just arming myself because I don't know what else is out here.
Okay.
And that thing's already in the ground. Ain't no sense shooting at the ground.
It is, and in fact, you feel the ground rumble and shake, and get quieter and quieter and quieter.
Okay.
Until
then
it stops.
I see Ranger Rick over there bleeding profusely, and Rodrigo trying to help. I have the medic move that I would like to try to also help him.
Fantastic. Why don't you roll that up? Evelyn, what are you doing as you have scared this thing off effectively and protected him?
Okay, so by the way, one of the things that when I use luck, it says your monster side gains power, your curse may become stronger, or another breed disadvantage may manifest.
Fantastic.
And
you feel a horrible desire to chase after that thing.
Okay, then that's what she's gonna do.
Fantastic. Do you dive into the hole, or do you try and find the direction it was moving and follow that? Your smell is quite good.
Yeah, she would like run to the hole and then kind of use her sense of smell around there to try to kind of get a sense of where it continued on to or would come out of.
Okay. Do you want to use your hold on Investigator Mystery to ask which way did it go?
Yeah, let's do that. I will use my other hold.
All right.
It went down.
Yeah, not only did it go down in the hole, you know exactly which way it went from this hole. And you can tell it is on a straight path.
All right. So, in that case, she's just going to, dive in the hole.
All right. Roll to act under pressure.
Okay. Let me see. I can't. Plus
that is
cool.
plus
okay.
cool.
Why do I have a picture of a little fuzzy doggy tail wagging right before it goes shooting down into?
Yep. Scooby, no!
That is an 8.
That is a mixed success. So I will give you this. You can get into the hole, but it's going to take you a hot minute to dig through that mound of dirt. Pile and mound. I just mixed them twice and didn't do it. That pound of dirt. It's only 1 pound of dirt that you have to get through. It will take you a while if you decide to go into the burrow. And
she'll pull because one of the things she could do, she'll actually let her claws out.
Okay.
And she'll just use those.
Fantastic. It goes a little bit quicker, but you are not close behind the monster's trail.
Right.
And when you're in the burrow at this point, you don't feel like it's the most stable place to be, just so you're aware. But that is where you're at right now. Mary, are you doing anything right now?
Yeah, I'm going to kind of peek through now that I hear that, listening through the brush, that Raven has run off, kind of signaling to me that the monster, whatever it was, is not there. I'm going to peek through. Oh my god, what happened to him? That's not Poggers at all.
Rodrigo will be kneeling on his right knee with his left leg out, gun close to chest and his hand on the body, getting a look of the area. And then once he's sure that whatever was around is clear, he's going to holster the weapon and then scoop under, picking up JR.
No, let's not do that. Because I'm just rolling medic on him.
So
on the ground.
Before you get the chance to do that, why don't we get how did you roll, Pat?
Right.
With my cool, I actually pulled off a 10.
A fantastic.
Nice.
So how does that work? I don't have that move on my
patient
sheet.
is stabilized and healed of 2 harm.
Oh, fantastic. So you actually give him some pain meds now. It looks like he's the color has brought back into his face. It looks like you bring his legs up to get that blood running back into the top of his body before he goes into shock. And the pain meds, you just dump down his throat with a little bit more whiskey from Rodrigo or whatever it is he keeps in his flask. And that seems to help juice his system a little bit to get that adrenaline pumping to at least keep him moving to get to the car. You do get the feeling it is a stable wound, but it is one that can very easily again become unstable. He needs to get into a place that is safe, and that is not here.
I called 911, and the ambulance is coming, but the cops are definitely not. So there's no need to worry if anyone was worried.
You called 911 and told them not to send the police.
No, they offered. I thought it was very strange
Yes, the
personally,
police
but
will be here probably before the amber lamps.
well, I mean, maybe. If that is the case, I'm going to stow this unregistered Magnum in Rodrigo's car rather than my own.
As you start to walk out back into the clearing, you hear.
We need to go. Rodrigo, can you ride in the back of your truck and hold the man steady, and I will take us back to the Rangers.
Yeah, gotcha. He's going to toss him the keys.
Now, Mary, you did tell them the exact coordinates of the clearing you're currently at, not the ranger station.
No, yeah, I did because the phone I am imagining has like a GPS readout. Yeah.
But they're
Because
wanting
all
to
the
go to the
old
ranger
bricks
station.
did.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what they mentioned. I apologize. I didn't say this. They know exactly where we are. I
That's
keep
okay.
very
We
thorough
will be here
records
when they
of
get here.
all of us.
Get in
What
the
was that?
truck. Please stop talking. Get in the truck. We need to go.
You guys hear the sound of sirens kind of
Has
echo
anybody
and
seen where the
quiet
little
over the
one
hills.
He's going to, Rodrigo's going to look around. Now, where the Hoover Dam is Raven?
You hear, as we cut to Raven in the hole. What are you doing? You feel the bloodlust starting to slow as you get the feeling that this thing in the earth is way quicker than you, and it is. You're losing distance on it.
I whistle at her. Lassie, time to go.
You did hear it.
I hope so.
Yeah, your ears perk up toward that direction.
And her expression is just like, and she'll stop digging, realizing that it has gotten away for now, and she will go back to rejoin the others.
Fantastic.
Going to look at, I'm guessing because her wolfy hearing is very keen. She is just kind of gonna when she gets back, she looks at Adrian and says, "You know, that's pretty rude," because she's in her wolf form still. So
deeper.
I just give her a cockeyed smile and wink at her.
Love her so much.
Get in the car. We need to go.
All right. As the three of you with JR in tow make your way out into the clearing, you see Mary is standing there, and not Kelly Ansley. What is her name? Alice Riley has pulled up in her car. She has whatever lights on top of their Ranger vehicles, the yellow lights just spinning wildly, and she has quickly gotten out of the car and has her gun ready to go. She has her rifle that she had in the passenger seat at her shoulder as she comes up to you. Ma'am, what is going on? What in the world happened? I sent you out here to check on things.
Well, I mean, JR checked on things, and I have to let you know the silverbacked bear, if that's still the story we're going with, did come back, and he is in critical condition, and he needs you, and he said he loved you, and that if you weren't there to help him, then I don't know what he would do. So you should stop questioning me and go and worry about that.
I feel like I want you to manipulate someone, but I don't really care because she's already in that mindset. And the moment you say that he loves you, she kind of like perks up a little. You see her cheeks get a little red.
Can I help with that as well?
You're not. You're actually emerging from the clearing edge with his body in your hands.
Wonderful. And can the rest of the group hear how loudly my eyes are rolling when she talks?
She runs up to you guys, and when she notices JR, she just drops her rifle and runs straight at you, Rodrigo.
Yeah, I got an 11 for the convince.
Yeah, you don't even need to worry about it. Man, you guys aren't going to gain any experience.
I want to fail, man, but my luck.
Then stop using your luck.
My luck is just too much fun.
All right, so Alice is there. JR is in critical condition. Alice says, did anyone call an ambulance? What is going on? Is someone on the way?
The authorities will be here shortly, but we do not want to be here when they show up.
Why would we?
You can stay here and wait for them if you like, but we need to go. We have things we need to sort out.
What do you mean, sort out? JR's dying.
The ambulance will be here shortly. Stay with him. We need to go.
Oh.
Do whatever you like. Jerks.
What? Well, that's just...
I don't know if Alice has noticed, but we've put JR in the back of the truck as we're getting ready to drive off. So if she wants to stay there, that's up to her.
So you're putting JR in the back of his truck, or
we're
your
taking him
truck?
back to the ranger station. It's probably the easiest way for them to get him out of there if they need to fly in a helicopter.
Fair, but he is stable now. You know that he doesn't need immediate care. He just needs to get to a hospital.
Not safe.
Yeah, although you don't know if he's not safe or not. Raven might know if he is. Does anyone want to read a bad situation real quick? This feels like a bad... Yeah, Raven, why don't you read a bad situation? You feel like the best one to do that.
It doesn't feel bad to me.
For sure. Okay.
We have different definitions of bad, Pat.
That's a 9.
Okay, you get to ask one question unless someone wants to roll to help her out. Rodrigo.
I will help her out.
Okay, Adrian, roll to help out. That is plus cool, I believe?
It's plus sharp.
To help out is plus cool.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be a nice, massive 6.
Ah, not only do you not help, but you've opened yourself up to the dangers that she has, which for read a bad situation is essentially none. But, Evelyn.
Yes.
Which question do you want to ask?
In this particular thing, what's the best way to protect the victims being JR there? Make sure.
Due to the fact that there are no immediate dangers, you are fairly confident that you did scare this thing off. Waiting for an ambulance to get here or driving in the direction of the ambulance and then meeting it halfway, not necessarily pulling off the road to the ranger station, but getting along that road is probably your best bet to get him as quickly to a hospital as possible. But like I said, his wounds are at the very least stable. He just doesn't need to get into a worse situation than he is.
Well, if there's an ambulance already on the way, then meeting them could help save some time.
All right, so you guys hop in the truck. Alice says, all right, yeah, that's probably right. I'll throw on the sirens and get you guys moving. She gives you a little escort.
And we're off.
Yep, about halfway down from where you are currently to the ranger station, because of the amount of time it took you to get JR securely put into the truck. I don't know if you guys have him in the bed of the truck and someone's back there with him, or if he's laying across the back seats. All right, so Rodrigo is in the bed of the truck with him. The rest of you guys pile in, and Alice has gotten into her truck, and you guys make your way down. Like I said, it's about halfway between the ranger station and where you're currently at when the ambulance passes by. Rodrigo, this is your truck, so who is driving it?
I am.
Adrian. All right, so Adrian, you flash the brights, and the ambulance notices that. They do a quick U-turn, and you pull off the road, and Rodrigo, you're in the back waving them down, and they pull JR into it. They get your information in terms of what happened to him. You see a medical professional, looks like a tabaxi, walks over to you guys, which is a sort of a cat-like person, walks over to you and says, what is going on? What has happened? Can someone give me any information that might help us?
I can help you. We were scouting out a filming location for an upcoming movie, and we happened to see the ranger get mauled by some kind of bear thing that ran off after it took his leg. So we called the ambulance, and we were trying to take him to the ranger station to get him help.
Roll to manipulate someone.
Need help.
Can I choose who I get to
Well,
help?
you don't have to help until his roll is
Okay.
the number. I'm telling
I
you to
gotta look it up
manipulate
again.
someone.
What am I using for manipulation?
That is plus charm.
Oh, I'll be 0.
For the face
That
of
would
the
be an
group
awesome
so far.
5.
All right.
What did you get?
He got a 5, which even with your help will not get him there.
Yep. No reason to help.
No reason to help. So he, the guy just says, whatever the story is, I don't need the truth. Just what happened to his leg?
You don't need the truth.
It was completely torn off by a bear.
Okay, good. Pulling force, good to know.
Thing.
Good.
Any other information you can give us on what occurred to him? Was he bludgeoned? Is anything?
All I saw was a bear rip his leg off and run away.
Fantastic. They get
With the
a gurney and they push it up onto the truck bed, and they have you put him onto a stretcher. They put the stretcher up onto the gurney, and then they roll it into the back of ambulance.
Once you get that belt undone and real tourniquet on, if you could please put in a little baggie.
Yeah, you can just get it down at the hospital, which I forget the name of. I sent you guys the link to the
Cody
here.
Hospital?
Let's pull up the map, which I can do, and I don't have to put you guys there.
Thomas,
Yes.
do I get experience for that 5?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Mark 1 experience. That's our first
Hey.
experience, folks. The Cody Regional Health Hospital.
Emergency.
Yeah, the ER department in the Cody Regional Health. All right.
Yeah.
That's where he tells you to go, and he quickly hops into the back. You see a female in the front. Can't really tell race, but it doesn't really matter because they rush off as quickly as possible with this man. And Alice is following behind them. She pays you no mind, says nothing to you. She just leaves. And you guys are there now in the dark of the park. It is nighttime, and you hear sort of the sounds of nature around you spool up.
Am I gonna have any idea of what that thing was?
That's a very good question. You guys can do some research.
I want to ask Raven or whoever saw it. It was either Raven or Rodrigo. Who here saw the silverback? I almost said gorilla bear. There are really silverback gorillas, but there are no silverback bears. That's what the government wants you to believe.
I saw it as it ripped his leg off.
What did you see?
Well, it was kind of fast, but it looked like what they described.
And just to remind you, it looked much more flat than hairy. Looked almost kind of armadillo-like, I would say, in terms of it almost armored. And it was quick, and it jumped really far. Its back legs were obviously extremely powerful.
It's really fast. I followed it to where it went into the ground as far as I could go, but it got away.
So, I want to ask a question, Thomas.
Yes.
I have the playbook move, connect the dots.
Oh, was this before the mystery? I feel like we should have done this.
I didn't feel like there was any time to do it. So if you want to pass over that, that's fine.
No, let's do it. This is the perfect time because that move is otherwise useless. So he actually has a move that says before the mystery even starts, he gets to relate it into multiple other parts of the mystery or other mysteries because this game is about multiple sessions that maybe or maybe don't connect into a greater story. We shall see. Anyways, do you have to roll for that?
I do. So it means that I might just absolutely know nothing.
Let me actually pull
I got
up
an
your...
8. So I get to hold 1.
Let me pull up your playbook really quick. You are a flake.
So you kind of know nothing.
Yeah, kind of know nothing.
So I'm going to say, you know what this reminds me of? It may be one of the creatures from the historian Gary Gygax's Dungeons and Dragons. His famous historical account. Have any of you read that?
Sounds like some nerd bull crap.
Well, you'd be correct. Gary Gygax was an academic after all. And I'm wondering, based off my knowledge, when will the next critical event happen? It seems like this thing may be based around food or attacking in certain ways. If this is who I think it is, then I want to try and figure that out.
See, I personally heard that the next critical event is supposed to happen on October 21st in theaters. Go watch.
And Chandler, I will give you the answer to that question once you are able to access lore books. For now, where you are, I don't know why you would be able to pull that knowledge, especially because it could be multiple monsters. But
we're going to hold on that one.
Chandler has just announced a fun part about this world that I have created. It is just straight up the world of D&D brought into the future. That's why all of the races exist. And that is why you can pull your knowledge from your gaming time as a D&D nerd, because these are going to be D&D monsters. I want you to treat them like D&D monsters. If you know anything about what I've described that might relate to a D&D monster, it probably is that.
Question. Would any of us be able to just give Mary our iPhone?
and Mary could do like research through
Yes, there
that?
is no signal where you're currently
There's no
at.
signal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you probably want to go back to your house.
Why don't we go to like a McDonald's or something, grab some food?
I could
That
use
sounds
some
good,
chicken
actually.
tendies.
I'm really hungry.
I'm definitely starving a bit.
Yeah, it
what
is
about
about
you, Adrian?
9 p.m., 9:30 at this point.
I would recommend Domenico's Deli. I know for a fact that man has no living relatives and his business is not owned by foreign interest.
I mean, I always trust Arby's. There's a nice Arby's just down the road.
Oh, they do have the curly fries. All right.
I like
really
curly
good.
fries.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
They're
pull
my
you guys
favorite
to the map
kind.
if you guys really want to know some of the other stuff I've pointed out. But one thing I mentioned to Josh, which is great about this game, is just pull up Google Maps and tell me where you go,
Yep.
because it's right there. All right, so you guys go to Arby's.
I do not.
I mean, Fat Rack's Barbecue also sounds good, but sadly it closes at 7. But
Right.
Cody's Steakhouse, it closes at 10. We got noon break to go.
Well, let
Oh
me
my
know
gosh.
where you guys decide to
We're
go.
giving
I
too
will
much
catch
free
up with
advertising.
you. I need to make a phone call.
I'm thinking Arby's.
Arby's, all right.
All right, so you guys get
Sounds
into
good to
town.
me.
You get to Arby's, and Adrian hops out of the car and opens up his government-issued cell phone and begins making a phone call. What all are you guys ordering at Arby's while Adrian decides what he wants to do with his?
Rayman gets the biggest sandwich you can and the biggest order of curly fries and a root beer.
Yeah, you've gotten out of your werewolf state at this point, but you're very
Yeah.
hungry.
That's why the voice is back.
Yeah. And they
Is she
obviously
just gonna
oblige.
curl up in the fry box and take a nap?
Aw.
And then she starts like searching stuff on her phone. Like,
Fantastic.
Okay.
And for the record, I took my dagger back before they hauled JR off.
Okay. Good. Yeah, he definitely obliges that.
Hey, Mary, do you eat meat?
It's a trap. Don't answer.
Mary?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do eat meat.
All right. They've got a 2 for $6 everyday value going on right now, and I'm just trying to cut back on what I'm
He's
spending.
got the menu open.
Well, do they have tendies as an option?
Yeah, they've got tendies. I was going to go the chicken cheddar ranch, which, if you want, you might actually get even more chicken, your bang for your buck. And that one, if you want to get that, I might as well just take some of that bread and vegetables, and you can take the tendies out from the chicken cheddar ranch.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful, actually.
Wonderful.
Interesting character decision.
Excuse me, could we get a chicken cheddar ranch meal? Could we get 2 of those for the 2 for $6 everyday value?
Yeah.
Wonderful,
Any,
wonderful.
is that a combo or a drink?
Adrian, a combo would be great. The drink. Oh, what do you want? What do you want to drink?
Size
Mary?
combo?
Well, I typically just go with you know what? I'm just gonna skip the spiel. Coke Zero.
What size combo? Sorry, I can't move on to the next screen until you tell me.
Oh
what size
no, you're
combo.
fine. Large
They
combo
only have
meal.
Pepsi products.
Yep.
Just so you know, they don't
We're a
have Coke here.
Pepsi.
Okay, are you good with Pepsi Zero? Is that a thing? Is that what the kids are drinking
That
these
is a
days?
thing. We do have that.
Wait, you have Pepsi
Yeah,
Zero?
actually, I'm just gonna give you the cup because we have machines that you grab the drinks from yourself, and I really don't feel like
Okay.
dealing with the situation.
All right.
It's like 10 p.m. So please.
Is that not what you're paid to do, though? If you think about it.
But if the machine's right over there, that it's easier for you to
I
like.
wasn't sure what Arby's this was. Usually they have them behind the counter if you're in a bit of a lower area place because they don't want people just coming in and drinking as much as they want. But I can see now that it is right over there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's weird that I didn't notice it until you said it. Actually,
Me too. A little weird.
It's like a
a little odd.
an improv-based role-playing.
Did you guys just install that? Because I don't remember it being like that.
Hey, bud, I'm moving on to the next scene. So, Adrian, how are you interacting? I imagine you're going to be interacting with the.
Yes, I am going to shoot myself in the foot and try to deal with the agency.
What such a
and give
fun
them
move.
The information I've acquired and see if they have any idea what this creature might be and why it's attacking.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up your playbook really quick so that I can look at what
Are
that.
you saying you don't have
says.
Dr. Pepper? Yeah.
No, we don't have
They
Dr.
do
Pepper.
have Dr. Pepper. Well,
they
like
do have
Mr. Pibb or whatever it's called. I
Oh,
mean, it's
yeah,
basically
yeah.
the same
Mr.
thing.
Pibb. I think I'll take a
Dr.
Mr.
Pepper's based on a location, either Coke or Pepsi will get it. Whoever gets the contract for bottling it.
Oh,
Fun fact, right?
oh.
Despite Arby's having a Southern 10-gallon hat, it was first founded in Ohio, but they want you to think that it's more of a Texas thing because they're trying
Really?
to trick you. Don't listen to the brands, okay?
Did you know KFC was actually founded, I think, in Utah? I think I learned that the other day, which was just so disappointing. Ma'am, why do you have a cat at work?
That's
Is
what
that
I'm
where the
wondering.
meat is coming from?
All right, Adrian. Yeah, I need you to roll to deal with the agency before I lose track of this whole stream. And we spend the next 2 hours in an Arby's. Please save me from this Arby's trap I've put myself into.
Monster of the week is just the corporations, man.
That is a...
John, I'm sorry for how much you're going to have to pay Arby's after this stream. All right, as a professional... When you deal with the agency, requesting help or gear, or making excuses for a failure, roll plus sharp. What did you roll again?
I rolled a 10.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, so you get in contact with an agency, a PNRDC, or the Paranormal Research Detection and Containment Organization, or yeah, did I say that right?
PNPA.
It's so complicated. The thing I've created is difficult. The
Discovery, Analysis,
PNRDC
Research,
is the
and Containment.
Discovery, Research, Discovery, and Containment Division, the Paranormal Research, Discovery, and Containment Division of the CIA. You get in touch with your research analyst, who you are good buddies with, and they say, "Give me a couple hours. I'll get back to you on that."
Okie dokie. I will be at the Arby's. Free stuff. And fries made of curls.
He doesn't say hours. He says, "Give me a couple minutes." That feels like that's too long of an amount of time.
But I'm gonna say to this hourly work before we're done. Listen, I just want to say, it seems like you're unhappy here. I get it. If you want to liberate yourself from wage slavery, I would recommend day trading. Okay, it's the way to unbridle yourself from the system that they have trying to keep you down. Okay, that's the way out.
Did you just tell the poor girl to daydream her way out of a job?
No, that's stupid. Day
You
trade.
said daydreaming.
They trade.
And-
I thought he was saying day
That's where we're
drinking.
gonna take our break, folks.
Day drinking. I can get behind day drinking.
Let's take a quick 5 to 10 minute break while I deal with my horrible cat, and we get a little bathroom break for everybody. Nah, she's great. She's great. She hasn't pulled down my nice backdrop yet. So I'm gonna put it on our nice little be right back screen. You guys can still hear us. You can chat and ask questions of the players if you want. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Yes.
That's good.
Thanks.
The wife just came home.
Let's see. So Arby's.
Yes.
I'm thinking we actually just keep it here. We try and lure the creature
Lure
to
the
this
creature
place
to the
with
Arby's?
Arby's.
Well, because it likes legs, so maybe it has some chicken legs laying around. We can just make like a trail of breadcrumbs.
Honestly, Arby's
All
gets
the
such a
way.
bad rap. Actually, no, it doesn't even get a bad rap. Almost no one ever talks about Arby's because it's just kind of there.
It is a meme in of itself.
Yeah. Like
They have-
Denny's. You know, Denny's, you don't go to Denny's. You end up at a Denny's.
Well, here's the thing.
McDonald's, mixed bag. Wendy's, you're going to get roasted when you walk in. Arby's,
You don't know.
I don't know.
Josh, I think you make a great point because both Denny's and Arby's, like, you never hear about a friend actually going to those places,
Nope.
but they have really good social media presence.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's in your mind, but you would never think about actually committing that act.
So the funny thing is my friends the other day said, "Hey, let's go to a Denny's," and I looked at them like they were insane.
And I was like, no, you don't go to a Denny's. You end up like,
What
it's
did I just
3
walk
a.m.
into?
and nowhere else is open. So you're like, you know what? Fine. Yeah, let's go to Denny's.
What did I just
IHOP is
walk
closed.
into?
You leave me alone for a second. And so these
A
guys are like,
discussion
hey,
about Denny's and
let's go to
Arby's.
a Denny's. So we go to the Denny's and we walk in. The person looks at all three of us. 3 absolute Casper ghost white guys. And they look at us and they just go, the kitchen's closed. And I turned to them and I said, that is why you never go to a Denny's.
It's yeah, it's 1:15. I'm a little drunk and I need Denny's right now.
Yeah,
It's the kind of vibe.
exactly.
It's
You go to Waffle House.
Waffle House. I think is better still.
No. Oh my gosh. I've had so many bad experiences with Southern Waffle Houses. Oh my gosh. I had an egg that, like, I think the bottom of it was, it's almost like a plate. It was like egg, like the white cooked, and then just the goop, the mucus on top with the yellow yolk. And I'm like, well, that's traumatizing. Not touching that. And I didn't get anything else I ordered. Closed? Denny's never is closed. No, it wasn't closed. That's the funny thing. Is it wasn't closed. We walked in. There were people sitting down. Some people were eating. And we just walk in and the person at the front desk just looks at us and goes, the kitchen's closed. And we're like, it's 10 p.m. And they're like, yep, the kitchen's closed. I'm like, all right. Cool.
I've had an
Life
even
is
worse
bitches.
experience at KFC, Josh, which is me and my pops, right? Having family dinner. We're gonna go grab some KFC. We roll up through the drive-through and we order, and they look at us in our eyes at a KFC and they said, "We are all out of chicken."
Gotta get the beef.
How are you still open?
Wasn't that a
How are
thing
you
for a
still
while?
open to
Wasn't
be a
like
kid?
KFC like seriously hurting for chicken for a hot minute there?
Actually, a lot of the KFCs are running out because of the pandemic. There's nobody there to process the chicken and all that crap. And when they have their sales, people come in and buy all the chicken all at once, and then they're out of chicken.
That is amazing.
Oh, D&D
I would love to
literally
have that
gasped.
experience.
I
Like,
literally
truthfully,
gasped.
I would love to have that experience.
And it's
Going
not just
to a
KFC either.
KFC.
Popeyes and Bojangles do it as well.
Probably Chick-fil-A. Well, Chick-fil-A probably has a good
Oh,
supply
Chick-fil-A's not
chain.
real chicken, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, that's factually inaccurate.
I'm just
Don't
trying
you
to
come after
imagine
Chick-fil-A.
being a mad chatter and somebody asks, "Hey, what did you watch?" And then they have to say, "Well, I watched some people role play going to Denny's." Or sorry, going to
Arby's.
Arby's. Yeah, you
That
watch
is-
it. We do not go to a Denny's.
Denny's!
On Blue Box.
Went to Arby's.
Who do you think
I
we
got
are?
the curly fries.
Somebody made a great
I like
point
curly fries.
that we just finished eating pizza for 3 hours. And then
Yeah, I
You can eat
turned
pizza
into a
for
werewolf
3
though, so
hours.
Food at
It's
3
been
a.m.
it's been
depends
like
on-
it was
depends on how
5:50. It's
drunk
been
you are.
a good 4
The more
hours
you're
since you
drunk,
last
the better
ate
it tastes.
food, and plus you just went in a really stressful situation. I think eating is.
And I
better.
was a werewolf for a while. I burned a lot of calories.
Yeah, that's a lot of calories burned. Same with being
hungry.
a 8 foot tall red dragonborn.
God, are all y'all just like towering people?
No.
No,
No, I'm not. Well, I've eaten my
Not.
cookie, I've drank my water, and I've gone to the bathroom. I think it's time to get back into it.
No.
I refuse, Josh.
Nope.
You don't
Yeah, I
tell. You
refuse
don't
as
tell
well.
me no, Josh. I run this town.
I'm Mini John.
All right, we're back on. They can see your faces.
gonna duke it out on stream.
sorry.
So before Adrian gets his information, did you guys want to attempt to piece together the bits of knowledge that you have gathered to try and talk about things?
Yes. I'd
Right.
like to pull out my laptop and pull up a copy of the tome Bestiary, written. It's an academic work written by Gary Gygax.
Yeah, you do.
I've
you
been to
do
those
first have to
websites.
get
Has
on.
nothing to do with D&D.
You first have to get on to the Arby's Wi-Fi, which requires you to do a "I'm not a robot" thing.
Yes, and then use password curly fries to get into the
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah. Curly fries
No,
and then the store number.
Mhm.
No, the store password says swordfish as a password.
Wait,
It's
That's
always
not-
swordfish. Come
Gleam
on.
the
Always
cube.
was his laptop inside his brick?
No, I imagine I would say that Mary
carries a little bag with her that has a tiny little Lenovo laptop.
She's got an over-the-shoulder pack at all times. So you pull that out,
yeah,
and you begin to look up in the bestiary. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the like burrowing.
Well, you
keyword.
can pull up a D&D bestiary right now if you want.
I could. We can use that meta term of when and where will the next event happen.
I'm going to give you that once you begin to determine what the actual monster is, because again, I don't know why that would be relevant.
Okay, that's fair. I will have to investigate then. We're going to use that move instead, since that seems more applicable here.
Well, what I'm telling you, Chandler, is I'm not. This is something a regular human can do without having to Sherlock it up. I'm not going to make you roll for this. I'm just going to tell you, where are you looking in the D&D bestiary, and what are you looking for?
I'm gonna F4 that PDF document, and I'm gonna look for burrowing, and go through the different instances of the word burrowing within the
you
entries.
find monsters that have a size category of medium to large, because that's kind of what you feel like you're working with, and you find ones that have movement types burrowing, and you find a nice little list that I will read out to you guys if someone wants to take some notes really quick. You've got the purple worm, which might be too big at most points, and probably not the right color. An onkeg, which is a type of burrowing insect that's normally brown and more scaly. You've got chewindenchas, which are spiders that are just legs and way too many of them. You've got delvers, which are slimy monsters with blunt foreclaws. Usually leave behind a sluggish-like trail like Jabba the Hutt would.
Jabba the Hutt, I know that one.
You've got Galathama, which are massive demonic insects that delight in devouring. You've got bullets, which are sort of round-faced, burrowing, armored creatures, gray-skinned. You've got umber hulks, which are brown insectoid-like creatures that have swirly eyes. There's Zorn, which are these weird sort of radially symmetrical creatures that have a single mouth on the top of their head and like 4 arms around that. And that is pretty much all you come up with. I have that list if anyone wants them again, but
I don't think we should cross anything off, because someone could have spray painted this poor thing. So instead of it being brown, it could also have been accidentally spray painted silver.
Well, like, it sounds like that bullet thingy, because it's armadillo-like.
Well, that's a possibility. Now, it could also be a strain of purple worm. That's silver worm. But it doesn't have legs. Never mind.
Well, let me check out the attack types of the bullet. Perhaps we could get more, because we've seen it attack one target.
And not only that, you did see it do a massive leap, and you do confirm in its stat block it does have a diving leap as one of its attacks.
When it says AC here, does that mean like the radiator unit things in the home? Does it have that many of them?
Yes, that's exactly what it means.
It does mean that. You see, AC was created by... So, Gary Gygax...
Do you know what THAC0 is?
Yeah, well...
I think that was something my buddy had back in the 70s when he, Teresa? Yeah, there you go.
Chandler, I don't know if you know anything about THAC0, but I would love hearing you try to explain how in the world that works.
The AC and everything, or THAC0?
To hit AC 0.
How it's 0, minus 1, minus 4.
Yeah, all that fun stuff.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Basically, it's just think of it as an abstract value that represents their narrative importance, okay? Because certain things might have more armor, but have less AC. And listen, there's a lot of discussion on the internet about this. I don't know if you are in those circles. Like, I don't want to assume anything.
Adrian,
like
are you sitting in here with them?
Mary.
Yeah.
If you were my daughter, I'd have you play sports.
It's a very weird power move thing to say.
Roller derby, I'm imagining.
Roller derby, yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Adrian, are you in the Arby's or have you been sitting outside?
I'm waiting for my return phone call.
Okay, so it's at this point that you do
Unless
get a
it's
return.
actually going to take several hours, then I'm going to go
No.
inside
It only took a couple minutes, and you do get that return phone call, and they say, well, I've narrowed it down to a couple of things. Could be possibly a Delver, could be a Zorn, most likely a Bullet, however. One thing I would be cautious of, it seems like it's not eating food, it's gathering resources. Could be perhaps performing a mating ritual. This wouldn't be good for the area.
Well. It seemed to be eating meat, not eating the food that it was hunting. So,
the mating ritual is actually specifically for the bones. It creates a circle of bone, and it's a complicated process. I can go into it if you want more. That I would be worried if it seeks to mate. The litters of bullets are large, and that could be dire for the area.
Is it the male or the female that does the gathering of the bones?
The male. The female shows up.
We have a suitable female for it if it gets that bad.
About a week later.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the
Absolutely.
assistance. Tell your wife I said hello.
Thanks, Adrian. I will. Hangs up the phone. All right. Do you walk in and let them know that?
The Arby's.
Fantastic.
Adrian, they got your curly fries. It might be a little cold now, but I was able to get that one, and I wasn't sure if you wanted the Chicken Ranch Club or if you wanted more of a wrap or something. I ended up just getting you one of their turkey wraps.
Sorry, who goes to Arby's and goes out of their way to get chicken dishes at an Arby's? What are you doing, Josh?
I appreciate your kindness, but I do not eat food that is made to places here.
That's fine. More for me.
There you go. Help yourself.
You know, eating meat is a lot more difficult when you know that animals can understand you.
That makes it fun.
Well, the good news is that I haven't met a chicken I've liked, so...
I've had plenty of pigs that loved me.
That's a reference to Chandler's racial trait where he can speak to plants and animals.
I hate you. That's a Chandler trait, so like Chandler can do that in real life?
Chandler knows how to do that.
Holy freak. That is terrifying.
I used to name all my bacon.
Medium rare.
Steven.
Tasty was my favorite.
All right, so you guys kind of spend a couple of minutes, maybe 30, 40 minutes compiling your information. You've pretty much determined with 90% likelihood that this is a bullet that is likely performing a mating ritual, given the information you have at hand. The mating ritual, Adrian has learned, consists of a gathering of bones into a large circle, where in the center of the circle, a pit of the finer bones is crushed into a pulp by the bullet, and it spits up bits of its stomach acid into that pulp to create a rather disgusting and smelly mass of bio something or another that really just stinks bad, and it is by that the other female is attracted to the pit. It is through that smell that the bones create.
Sure, was that easy.
So that is very likely what is occurring, and Raven is aware of a likely direction to travel in from the clearing where you were to what that circle might be at. Not only that, who wants to... I'll give you some information about the monster. So Chandler, to answer your big question, where's the next critical event going to occur? It's the mating ritual at the clearing.
Okay, great.
The standoff there is the next critical event. Does anyone want to know any fun facts about bullets?
Well, I'm going to look up vulnerabilities.
Fantastic. They are armored everywhere except for their belly.
So, Rodrigo, sorry.
You're good.
Rodrigo would, hearing all of this, he'd pull out his flip phone because he would not have a smartphone.
Of course.
Being 39.
Although nowadays
so
you can have a
old.
flip smartphone.
Oh, I hate that. It terrifies me. But he's gonna pull out his flip phone and dial up one of his buddies in the police department. Hey, Sanchez, how you doing, man?
Rodrigo, what is it, bud?
Hey, man, we got a lot going down. You hear about that Silver Bear thing?
Yeah, it's national park business, and you're calling me on a city line to talk about a bear?
Yep. I was looking to see if you could help me with a bit of a situation we got going on.
What do you need?
I could use some of those armor-piercing rounds.
I mean-
Who was there when you had to go to your wife while she was in the hospital?
All right, I
to
get
your
it.
little baby boy.
Roll to manipulate someone.
Yeah! Manipulation! Josh loves it.
Emotional manipulation, even.
Emotional manipulation.
But was it his baby boy?
Yeah, we don't talk about that. So that is going to be with my +1, and then do I add anything else to that other than the Keeper of the Clan?
Charm is added to manipulate.
That is going to be an 11.
Oh, fantastic. That is a complete success. He says, "You're going to pull my leg like that." Listen, I have a backlog of some at home that I can give you. It's not much. I'm not obviously able to pull out from police inventory.
Of course.
But I've got a couple that I've been making at home that I can give you. It's only a few.
Of course.
And then we're square,
Sanchez,
right?
We are squarer than a skyscraper.
I do not understand the things you say sometimes. You know that euphemisms are supposed to be like logical statements that relate to general world that everyone can pull knowledge from. Not every skyscraper is square. Like there's one. Have you seen the one in Dubai?
What are you talking about, Dubai? I'm not talking about Russia right now. I'm talking about.
All right, I'll get you those bullets. Just come by my house sometime tonight.
Thank you, man. All right.
Or whenever, probably in the morning.
Say hi to the missus. I'll be right. I'll be over there in like 10 minutes. You know, buddy, I know where you live, so I'll be there soon.
Didn't you say you were there for him when his wife died?
Yep. Oh no, when his wife was in the hospital with their kid.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Say hi to the missus. She's dead.
Will do, bud.
Okay. He's gonna go back, kind of tell them what he's
secured. All right. Anyone else want to do anything in preparation for this? Like I said, they're vulnerable on the belly.
I was going to say, I think that Mary will attempt to gather as much locational data on the area that Raven described it was going towards to try and investigate and narrow the possible areas that it could be building its lair, referencing that bestiary, that academic journal.
Yeah, you are absolutely able to determine a number of viable locations.
Great, wonderful.
Along that path. One thing I will also say is their armor in the D&D bestiary says that magical weapons overcome resistance. Just so you know.
I was going to ask do I have to roll for investigate a mystery? Because I want to know if there's anything else that can hurt it, harm it, distract it.
No, with the information you have at hand, those are the things. So under its belly is where it's vulnerable to all types of damage, but on its armor, only magical attacks, or in this specific modern-day case, armor-piercing rounds will do such a thing. Josh coming in, being creative. I reward creative players. So those are the things. I think one of you might have a magical weapon. I'm not sure.
Like a sniper rifle?
That's really magical.
Maybe Raven's claws constitute a magical weapon?
Unfortunately, they do not. That is a specific
about
move that she
possible
could have taken.
deniability?
Oh, wait. Did I give you armor piercing as the thing?
You gave me add +1 harm to a base.
Okay. All right.
For my claws.
Your base are two harm, but that makes it 3 harm, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And you're not sure how much armor this thing has. It could only have 2 armor, which means that every hit you would only deal 1 damage to it. Just like similarly, Pat's character has 2 armor, so anytime he takes damage, it is reduced by 2. But yeah, you guys are basically in the prep stages of your battle. Rodrigo's got the armor-piercing rounds he's going to be getting in the morning. What are the 3 of you?
Rounds with my sniper rifle, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not armor-piercing. They're just.
No, I know, but if it's soft belly, if its belly is soft, if we can get it to rear up, I can snipe from a distance.
You absolutely can, and that is a good plan. You guys will have to come up with a way to get it to rear.
Right in the back red butt cheek. Shoot that, makes the nervous system go up.
That might be your
You know it's armored there, right?
Yeah, that's why I use armor piercing round right back there.
Oh, fair enough.
Sends them up.
I'm gonna grab my camcorder
Yeah, that'll
to
help.
record this. That way we can prove the lamestream media wrong.
That's Mary's preparation for it.
I'm not worried about his cam. We can erase any video he uploads.
Media.
I love the just like I'm gonna do this and then I'm just gonna. Oh, I work for an organization that specifically says no to that.
But
It's fine. We'll deal with it.
yeah. Hey,
Are
all
you
I can
doing
say
anything,
is,
Raven? Oh, sorry, Chandler. What were you gonna say?
you know, I find it difficult to think of something other than what she's already gathered for the group in terms of prep.
No, I'm into it. I think you did all the information gathering.
Yeah.
Or most of it. You know, Pat was able to get some from his organization, but
Mm-hmm.
Raven, are you doing anything in particular?
She finishes eating her food because she needed those calories, and then she just kind of sits and like she's got a random collection of things in her pockets, but she kind of sits and just takes a file to her claws and she's just sharpening them like.
I'm gonna be ready.
You pull those out while you're still in the Arby's?
Yeah, just sitting with the nail file, like just.
No, I'm into that.
You know, one thing I did think of, I want to try and get a hold of a big bone.
Okay.
Oh, hey, man.
How do you
Hey.
plan on procuring a big bone, Josh?
That would entail going to the seedier side of town, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I mean, there's probably a butcher somewhere.
there
They
is.
usually have bones.
Domenico's Deli.
Oh, your favorite place.
My favorite place. Yeah, I'm gonna call Domenico. I know it's late, but he has pretty good hours for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on
Is
that
there a
phone.
zoo nearby?
God, I'm gonna have to come up with some sort of accent. I don't even know what the name Domenico is, but I'm just gonna do it. My
Probably from the
friend,
Dominican.
Mary, how is it?
Wow,
You
I
said
forgot to
Italian.
call
This
on
is a
my
unique
burner
accent
phone.
of my own creation. I'm not being offensive.
Laura,
Trademark.
He's offending everybody.
Oh wow, I forgot to call on my burner phone because you were able to find my caller
I
ID.
could tell by your voice. You spoke before me, no?
Anyways,
Anyway.
hey, Domenico, yeah, I was having to take care of dog sitting actually, and I was just wondering if you still have any like femur bones or anything for the deli before you throw it out or anything.
You need bone?
Yes, dogs love bones, don't you know? Give a dog a bone and he'll something or something. I don't know the idiom.
I give bone if you pay. You have the money, correct?
Well, I can promise you I'm good for it. I'm
You
gonna
tell me
try and
about the Bitcoin coins and the Ethereum and the blocking chains.
Yeah, right now I'm down a little bit. I'm gonna
Adrian
it-
slips Mary $100 bill while she's talking on the phone.
I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna say, well, you see the Ethereum, really the Dogecoin. I caught it at the tail end. It was after that celebrity.
I do
got
not
on-
understand the doggy coins. No, I do not want the doggies. It's I get you deal with the doggies. I deal with the meat.
Would like $50 do it?
Wow, that is lot for bone. I can get many bone if you want $50 bone.
How about I just stop by the shop and we'll see what you got.
All righting. Goodbye.
Thank you, Domenico. I'll come around the back. Don't
He's
tell
already
anybody
hung
I
up.
came. Okay.
He knows your situation and how you like to
Yeah.
enter the shop.
Yeah,
He doesn't understand that, like, the whole point of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is that it's a long-term thing. So I'm not going to take out my Bitcoin to pay for a bone. I got to wait at least a couple of years.
That's so tough.
I'm more concerned
yeah,
that you
my
are
bad,
used to going
Rodrigo.
to back door to get the big bone from this guy.
Pat, if I could give you disadvantage, I would.
Adrian, I'll have you know that you're dumb, and I did not appreciate that.
All right, let's run the clock forward. Raven,
What?
you weren't doing anything in particular other than filing your nails down. Rodrigo, you managed to get your sharpening. Sorry, you get those armor-piercing bullets. You are given 5 armor-piercing rounds.
Any shells?
No, because that's not how shotguns work. As far as I'm aware, I don't think armor-piercing rounds can work in a
that
shotgun.
Are packed with... Yeah.
They're not like shaped rounds, which is what armor-piercing would have to be. But
yeah, they're pointed.
I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna only give you 3 because they're very likely good in this, and I want to try and balance my combat encounter. So you get 3 armor-piercing rounds for your 9mm handgun.
Okay.
And Mary, you are given some beef short ribs, which is a really ironic name if you know anything about short ribs. They're freaking huge. You're given like 7 of them with meat still on, but you know, he'll take it off if you want.
No, I'm gonna leave it on there.
Okay. And Adrian, you've done your thing, so yeah. You guys gonna hop in the car? It's early morning at this point. Things are quiet in town. You've all got yourself moving, but some time has passed. Where are you guys going?
Raven needs to tell us where she saw it headed.
Well, I can show you back where the hole was.
Mhm.
It was near where the leg got.
And then
you can
Mary has
follow
it from
approximate
there.
distances from that point to where likely ideal locations would be for this bullet to put up shop in.
Gonna flip out the antenna GPS. Now I just need to orient it. Hey Rodrigo, maybe you can help me out with this.
Yeah.
Do I need to make a roll of any kind, or is it said that we just kind of pick a direction and start going there?
No, there's no need to roll. You guys are just able to do this. What I want to know is, what does your approach look like? Because one of you has a sniper, and you mentioned wanting to use that. The thing about using a sniper is any closer than, 100 yards is not going to be great for this thing. And in a forest, that might be difficult to find a clear line of sight to what you want to be in. Not only that, you have armor-piercing rounds only available for a handgun. One of you also has a shotgun, and one of you is usually best at being in melee, and you want to try and get this thing to rear back. So what does your plan of attack look like? You guys are able to smell the potent stench of just decaying bone from a distance. You can't visually identify the pit yet, but you can tell you are close enough to it that you probably need to start being careful, especially because you're aware that bullets have tremor sense.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's
is
here
there
right
any
now,
high ground I
tell
can
you
get
there.
to? I have a clear view of the.
Roll to act on or would it be read a bad situation? No, I think act under pressure makes sense. Why don't you roll to act under pressure?
I don't act very well under pressure.
What'd you roll?
6.
Anyone want to help
Can
him
I
out?
help?
Everyone's like, eh.
I'll let Rodrigo do it.
Oh, Rodrigo?
Yeah, you mentioned he was wanting to help, didn't he?
No, I said I wanted to help.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna let anyone else do it for me.
Now, Raven, do you want to roll or use luck to guarantee?
No, I'll roll.
All right. You can spend the luck after if you don't roll well enough.
I'm gonna use the luck.
Well,
'cause we were just holding you.
that is a good point. Pat, did you want to spend luck to prevent anyone from having to do anything for you? Luck would make you roll a 12. Is that?
I'm not gonna force anybody to do anything now.
No. I'm saying, do you want to spend luck to make it to where people don't have to help you out?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right.
I don't want to look too stupid.
Okay.
Great.
Since I'm the arrogant, cocky one.
The way that the way that your luck works is I think you interact with the agency in some way with when you spend it. So you pull up your phone and grab a satellite view from the area, and they pinpoint some good locations for sniper positions to look down on a nearby clearing that you can clearly see from your satellite view.
Okay.
So you know where to go. You just need to get in position.
Okay, and I glance over at Mary, going like, "Look, that's another brick."
What are the other three doing?
I would like to read a bad situation.
Great. Why don't you roll that?
I would love to.
Feels like a very good time to read a bad situation.
We're about to get into a very bad situation.
Yeah.
That is 1 second.
Not a good sign.
Roll 1 second.
It's a 12. No.
Nice.
Yes, it is. That's
Okay.
correct.
So you get to ask 3 questions from the list.
Great. The very first one is, what is the best way out?
The best way out.
Like if
no,
I had to make
I
a
know.
speedy escape.
There is bullets have a harder time burrowing through rock than they do dirt. Not that they can't. You note that the northern side of the area is much rockier than the southern side. You guys are currently to the east of this clearing. So if you were to need to run anywhere north and then back east, curling back from where you came, is probably your best course of action to leave.
Okay. Coincidentally, what's the best way in to approach this thing?
That is a difficult question because by ground, it's going to know you're coming in any particular way. If you can find a way to maybe climb through the trees or whatever, I mean, there's plenty of canopy to at least get you to the clearing, or at least a way to quiet your footsteps would be your best way in.
Okay.
That's assuming you want to surprise this thing.
Heard. Are there any dangers that we haven't noticed yet?
It's a very good question. You take note of some odd vultures flying near Eagle Peak to your south, flying high up in a circle. But other than just animals in your area, it doesn't seem like, well, I'll take that back. It does not seem like any animals are anywhere close to this. The smell has scared them off, or the thing itself has scared them off. Whatever is here is your only threat.
And we're not at Eagle Peak, so those vultures are somewhere else circling.
Yes, but you can tell directionally that they are that way.
Okay, great. So that's
maybe that's
place.
A hint at the next adventure.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
So I will convey as much. And so, firstly, I just want to say that should things get bad and people like myself, not a fighter, have to run, I would encourage all of you to run in the rockier areas. I'm going to point that direction. Secondly, the best way in is the difficult thing is it'll hear us, right? Tremor sense. Think about it. Think. We could potentially pad our footsteps with leaf under our feet. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not George of the Jungle, so I can't swing from tree to tree. And the last thing is, I don't know if any other animals here, but I would at least keep an eye out. If this is a mating ritual, then we want to make sure we don't have to start dealing with 2 of these bullets.
That would be my best concern. If it is looking for a mate, where exactly is the mate? So, having a second one come up from behind is a distinct possibility.
Just keep your eyes peeled.
I will let you know with that, what other threats have we not noticed, or whatever. You don't feel like the other bullet is anywhere near, in terms of it takes usually 1 to 2 weeks for it to catch on to the scent and come back to the ritual. And you get the feeling that this only recently started based on the news.
Great.
Works for me.
Right.
Rodrigo's
I
gonna
start assembling my sniper rifle.
Cool.
We continue discussing.
Rodrigo's gonna put his book away, as he was reading while listening, trying to be an avid reader that he is as part of the book club. This month they're reading A Bad Situation.
God, there's so much character development. It's so deep and layered, and I hate it.
Can I shoot Josh?
Yeah, can we all? Did you want to roll to read A Bad Situation?
No, I just want to shoot Josh.
Like, was that the joke you were setting up for, or was it just a bad joke?
Yeah, it was a bad joke, but also he's loaded his first 3 rounds as his first 3 armor piercing rounds in his Magnum.
Okay.
PI. And then he's got his shotgun loaded over his shoulder and his knife in his pouch. He's ready to go.
Great.
Now, I wanted to say, Mr. Rodrigo, I'm a real fan of your work, by the way. I'm going to throw the bones into the air, and then hopefully it'll present its stomach when it tries to catch it, much like a dog would. I'm not certain that will work, but
how tall is this bullet?
They average 10 to 12 feet in length.
Do I remember from when we saw it?
You'd probably guess maybe even bigger than that. This thing appears to be ancient.
Okay, so dangling the bones from a tree so somebody wouldn't have to actually sit there and try to throw them near the creature.
You're a genius.
Pretty clever.
Wait, you're really good at this, aren't you?
It's not my first rodeo, cowboy.
No, it isn't, is it? Yeah, because if it comes to us, then we can stay still and then it can't sense us. Very clever, Mr. Adrian, if that is your real name.
I could tell you, but then I would have to kill you.
All right, so you guys are putting bones up in the trees around you?
I will. I will endeavor to.
Okay. Is anyone wanting to assist with that, or are you just going to stare at Mary while she climbs the tree?
I'll give Mary an assist.
All right. You guys do that. There's no need for you to roll on that. It just is easy. And you feel like you're a decent enough distance away to where it might not be able to detect you from this distance. Now, my question is, where is everyone going to be, and how are you attracting it to come to these bones?
Is there a way I can point where I'll be sitting?
Yes.
In my
In
clearing?
fact, Pat, I'm just going to move you guys to be able to see this. From your perspective, you can see down into this circle. This constructed circle of bone looks almost like an art piece, despite how horrifying it is to look at. And you see that hole next to it is a very obvious burrow exit that this thing has made tunnels under the earth that it uses often. And that is where it emerges and enters into its hold. However, it's made this nice little disgusting circle of bone and spit. Were you saying something, Josh? I feel like you said, but it might have been Pat. Anyways.
So there aren't actually any trees coming out from the pit. We would have to actually try to coax the creature all the way across its bones to the trees to get it to stand up.
Yes, because remember, you guys are over here on the eastern side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the problem is if it comes out and towards the trees and its back is towards me and I can't take a shot, they would actually have to try to turn it around and stand up.
Yes.
So we would need a really, really long branch.
Well, what I'm telling you is because of your
swing
success,
the bones around it and make it dance in a circle.
Yes, but because of your success, no matter which way this thing rears up, you have an angle on it. That's just we're using vagueness to say because you succeeded, because you used luck. It doesn't matter which way this thing rears up. Your angle will be that.
Okay, cool. I can live with that.
Well,
yay me.
Yep.
What I can do is I am small and fast, and I could create a lot of noise on the ground and then run away to draw it to the place where the bones are. That's how we get it there.
Miss Mary. Or not Miss Mary, Miss what the hell's your name? Raven.
Raven.
How fast can you run without getting dizzy?
I can run really fast, especially when I'm all wolfy
when we get the creature to the bones, do you think you could run around in circles and make him spin and disorient him long enough so that he can lose track of maybe
I could
any
try.
attacks? And then
Probably
why don't you
could.
put yourself in
Nothing
harm's way?
else? Well, I want to be underneath his belly anyway. Claws work better
Belly rubs
there.
are good, yes. Well, let us try that then.
Raven's so
Once we
cute.
get
Someone
it to
draw
stand
fan
up,
art.
see if we can spin it.
All right. So it sounds like we have a plan.
I'm just going to sit as still as I can with my back to a tree, obscured by a bush, trying not to get eaten.
Anyone who is remaining on the ground and is not far away, so that doesn't include Pat, roll to act under pressure to stay quiet.
I'm going to use one of those luck points.
All right,
I'm going
so-
to use a luck as well.
Oh, all right. So what does your luck do, Chandler? Spending your luck. It should say it right underneath luck.
You're pointing at Josh, though.
Take an aspect of the current situation that keep here to tell you what other conspiracies that aspect connects to.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to pick the Eagle Point.
The vultures were not circling. They looked like they were in a guard pattern. That is what I will say.
Thank you.
They were moving back and forth as if to keep watch of something. That is what I will say because that's a really good luck move. And what was your luck move, Josh? What happens whenever you use luck?
Whenever I use luck, I get to find a dangerous lead on my prey. But we've kind of already, exhausted those
Dangerous
efforts.
lead. I will give you +1 forward on your first roll to attack this thing.
Nice.
Cool. All right. So you guys get in your position. You sit there quiet as a mouse. Adrian is up in his tree or wherever he is, maybe on top of a rock far off with his sniper on its bipod, and Raven gets down on 3 and puts her hand behind her, claws shoot out, fur shoots from her face, and she rushes towards the pit. The stench gets instantly worse as your nose grows in a little bit of length, taking in more and more of the smell. And as it does, you look out into this pit to see a just really big boy. You see this armored-looking armadillo-like thing rear up as it sees you, or as it even doesn't even look at you first. Its back is to you, but it feels you first, and it charges immediately in your direction. You see as it turns to you, you can see along its left side. Its left eye is entirely destroyed. It looks like it went through some sort of horrible accident, and it has a big gnarled opening in that mouth of it on the left side, and it hobbles on its first step, but as the adrenaline starts to take over, it is nearing to outpacing you, and you very quickly run back. Can you roll to act under pressure?
Yes.
And I'll give you +1 forward because of your speed.
Right. Act under pressure. That's plus cool. Okay.
Pressure.
Let's get some
Ding
music
ding
going.
ding 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 ding.
All right.
I am gonna use luck
Oh, great.
for that.
Yeah.
And
All the
that
luck.
means I will get my curse becomes either stronger or another advantage may manifest.
Okay. This occurs. So I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit, trying to do multiple things at a time. Your muscles bulge out in your legs as your wolf form gives over. You feel the need for speed, but you do feel like at some point when you have to turn around and fight this thing, you are going to go nonstop until it is dead or you are.
All right, and so like as she's starting to take off, she's gonna just say, "Come on, you smelly jerk!" As she's like running off.
Go Sonic, go Sonic.
You hear it kind of huff as
go Sonic.
you hear a loud whoosh, and then nothing as the air around you just kind of sits still, and then you just hear the rumbling of earth as right behind your tail the earth is moving up as it is right next to you, and it is chasing you hard. You make your way into a small little clearing or grove where your friends are, and you turn heel. What do you all do?
It's still underground?
It is still underground. But if we give it just a couple of seconds, it emerges from it and dives towards Raven. I am not able to take moves directly against her. But
anyway, or I'm too far away to help her, right?
Yeah, way too far away. The only thing you can really do is try and attack it. So, Mary and Rodrigo, what are you doing in response to this in preparation for it? Are you readying any particular weapon?
I will, with my Magnum, the 357 revolver, holding it against my head, shaking, whispering, "Please don't kill me."
Fantastic. All right, Evelyn, why don't you roll to kick some butt?
Yeah. So excited. Okay, so
Can I take a shot to help protect her, maybe? Because one of the things for protecting is to... where'd it go?
Let's see how well she rolls first.
The danger gets focused on me.
Yes, but usually you might roll to protect someone after danger has already been... you don't have a shot on it yet because she's going to basically roll to attack it when it attacks her. So it is emerging from the earth as she attacks it.
I was just trying to see.
she's going to try to, as best as she can, aim for its belly rather than anywhere else.
All right.
That's 10, and I have the +0 for tough. So
Yeah, fantastic. So you can choose one of those bonuses, which one of them is put the monster where you want it, which could be up on its hind legs.
yeah,
All
that's
right.
what I'm gonna do then, because
All
that's
right.
what we're trying to
So how much
do.
harm do you deal?
With my claws, it's +3, the 2 base, and then the +1.
Okay,
for
so
my
your claws meaninglessly glance off of its armor as you're unable to just yet get to its soft belly. But
All right.
it, as it's rearing up, it notices what you're doing, and it's instantly attracted by a piece of meat that is just above its head. It is so animalistic in its nature at this point that it is attracted by that instantly more than a fight, and it rears its claws. You take 2 harm.
All right.
As it gouges into your chest a little bit, just barely. You've got a couple scars that run across your chest. You're now actively bleeding a little.
Am I able to use it protect someone?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so I want to use never again.
So
in
you
combat,
don't even have
I may
to
choose.
He doesn't even have to roll. He just does it. So what does that mean for me?
As if I rolled a 10+, but you may not choose the option suffer little harm.
Okay, so let's see. Let's look at protect someone really quick. Protect someone says, you protect them okay, but they'll suffer some or all of the harm they were going to get. On a 10+, you suffer little harm, which you can't do. All impending danger is now focused on you. You inflict harm on the enemy, or you hold the enemy back. You pick one of those. She will still take some damage. I'm going to say you only take 1 instead of 2.
Okay.
And Josh, you also take 1 as you kind of dive into the way of it with your shotgun ready to go. And it nicks your elbow. But which of those are you choosing? Impending danger is focused on you. You inflict harm back, or you hold the enemy back.
I'm gonna try and hold the enemy there as if like trying to keep it upright.
Okay,
I almost want to jump onto its back and like hold.
Well, I'm gonna say instead you pull on all of your Dragonborn strength and you push up against its chest, and you are trying to lean it back, leaning into that momentum that it's already got going, kind of up and backward, and it is wide open for shots. Mary and Adrian, what are you doing?
Okay, I prop the rifle up next to my cheek, look down the scope, take a deep, steadying breath, and subconsciously I reach up to my chest to something that nobody can see. And I say, "Guide me, Ilyana." And I pull the trigger and aim for where I think would be a vital organ.
Great. Because you are not in immediate danger, I'm not going to have you roll to kick some butt. I'm going to have you roll to act under pressure, which is plus cool instead of plus tough.
He's aiming straight through Rodrigo.
Yep.
These are
kind of good at this,
sacrifices
hopefully.
I'm willing to make.
Professionals are very good at
plus cool.
Yes, plus cool.
Oh.
That's a 10.
That is perfect. I will also give you a choice from the 10 plus for kick some butt. You can either take +1 forward or give +1 forward to another hunter, which means on your next roll or another hunter's next roll, you give them bonuses. You inflict terrible harm, which means you inflict an additional harm point, or you suffer less harm from your which you wouldn't be able to do, and you force them where you want them. I don't see why you'd be able to do that either. So you can either deal extra damage or help
I'm
someone
gonna
out.
do the extra damage. Let's try to get this thing down quick.
Great. How much damage is that?
I don't know.
So look at your sniper rifle. Tell me how much harm it deals. Should be on the right of your character sheet.
No, my character sheet's one giant scrolly thing, and it went out the game again. Damn it.
Really quickly, while he's getting back in. By the way, when I kick some butt, I'm supposed to add plus weird to instead of plus tough. So that roll would have been a 13,
Which
not
is
a
fine.
10.
It's still a complete success.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't have advanced moves yet, because you guys have not leveled up, you still get a complete success. But
yeah,
it's cool
My
that you
unholy
rolled so
strength.
high. Yeah. All right. So look at the far right column of your
can't
character
see-
sheet.
I can't see.
You
it.
might want to widen it out because the character sheets can open up kind of small. There should be a horizontal scroll
It's
bar on
under
the bottom.
gear, right?
Yeah, it would be under gear. I think I'll look it up really quick.
Oh, here we go. All
Great.
Here.
Sniper rifle.
4 harm.
So
Four.
you deal 5 harm to this thing. I want you guys to understand how massive of a hit that is. It is incredible. You shoot straight through the center of its chest, and you see the bullet does not go out the back. It actually stops on the armor on the other side of its body, but you hear it give out a blood-curdling roar. And you can hear it echo throughout the valley. And Mary, you look up to those vultures, and they kind of scatter for a moment before coming back. It echoed for a great distance. Mary, what are you doing?
I am terrified.
Great.
Mary
be.
is going to stand, knees locked, jumping out of the bush, knees locked, shoulders square, and is going to hold the gun, the Magnum, straight out. Definitely not like a professional,
Yeah.
more like somebody terrified out of their mind, and attempt to just pop, 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 like the whole chamber, every bullet, just trying to like
All right.
defend
Roll
herself.
to kick some butt.
Great.
And yeah, you have no bonuses to it, but it doesn't have any armor for you. So.
Wonderful.
Oh, well, that's not true. It does have armor now. At this point, it has pushed Rodrigo back a little bit, and you don't have a clear shot on its belly from where you're at.
Kicking some butt. No forward. I figured out a way to not have to roll. There we go. And I got a 9.
That's great. You do harm, and it deals harm to you. It pushes Rodrigo just out of the way in this just instant of pain that it has, and it sees you with a gun pointed at it, and it reaches out to try and bite toward your foot. You take 4 harm, and how much do you deal to it?
I deal 3.
You deal none, because it is armored, and you don't have armor-piercing rounds.
Great. Wonderful.
Can I
You-
use sniper again?
You cannot, because you used it as your last action. However, Raven could, because she's right there. If you want to attempt to protect her, because that would be an instant unstable wound that Mary would
Yes,
have if
I
she
would.
took full
I
harm.
would definitely like to try to protect Mary.
Great.
So let me find my protect
Ah!
someone. All right.
Yeah, this thing doesn't mess around. It's threatening to rip your foot out of the socket.
I know what happened. I know what this means.
You have a second one. Walk it off.
Okay, I rolled a 11. Sorry.
God, are you bad at any RPG you play?
I rolled a 2 earlier and I used the luck for it, so yeah.
So you can choose from you suffer little harm, all impending danger is now focused on you, you inflict harm on the enemy, or you hold the enemy back. Holding the enemy back, I would say, would leave its belly vulnerable again for another shot.
Then that's what I want to do.
Okay, so you take 2, and Mary, you take 2.
And call me in the morning.
As you reach your forearm up and just stick it in its mouth as it's going for her foot, and the weight, Mary, pushes down onto you, but you're able to kind of push against it and hold it up. The weight is immense, but this thing is like a lean-to on you right now. You're a TP holding it up, and that is all you've got. Rodrigo, what are you doing, my friend?
Rodrigo,
Its belly is vulnerable to you right now.
Am I able to help hold it up, or am I just...
You get the feeling that you don't need to do that, right? Yeah, you might as well start blasting.
All right. Well, I'm going to start blasting. Is this creature a monstrosity? Did we learn that?
It is of the monstrosity type.
And on my first, I'm going to pull my gun out. Oh, I know its belly's exploded, so I'm going to whip up that sawed-off shotgun.
Love it.
And try and get close so I'm not blasting into her body.
This thing is massive. Yes, you're good.
Cool.
Roll to kick some butt.
Coming in underneath. And so you said you gave me a +1 on my first forward.
Yeah, on your first attack.
Okay, and I get a +1 because of I know my prey.
Yeah, because monstrosities are what killed his partner back when he was a cop.
So it's a +2, and then I add my tough.
Which I think is also a +2.
Yeah, so +4 to this.
Wow.
Do it!
I want to use luck.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 4, which would come out to an 8, which would be great. But I'm just going to use the luck.
All right.
I'm not willing to.
Forward goes away, but you use the luck. And what do you want to choose as your extra? Deal extra harm. Put it where you want it. What?
Deal extra harm.
Okay, so how much harm is that total?
So it's 3 harm plus the 1. So 4.
That's 4. So it has taken 9 harm so far. For reference, the hunters have 7 available. So this thing is obviously a beefy boy.
Good shot, Adrian!
Yeah, at this point, it is now pushing back down onto Raven. You do not have a clear shot armor-wise anymore, Adrian. What are you doing?
Oh, dang.
I'm assuming its eye isn't armored, right?
Ooh.
I mean, sure. That'd be a heck of a shot.
Here we go.
Well, if that's all I've got to shoot at, then that's what I got to shoot at. Right?
I will give you -2 forward if you attempt to shoot it in the eye.
Use the luck. Just use
Can I use a D20?
No, you cannot. But you can attempt to shoot
yes,
in the
I'm
eye.
assuming a luck will come into play here shortly.
You guys just using your luck left, right, and center.
I've only
Good
used one so
shot.
far, so I'm not.
I mean,
worried.
that's fair.
No. Okay.
Oh my god, that is a 12.
Whoa! All right. It is partially
Well, 11,
armored in the eye.
11, because you said -1 here.
It is partially armored in the eye, but you end up dealing 1 harm to it, which, according to the health I have written down, how do you do this? Tell me how it is done. How do you kill this bullet? It is pushing down onto your friend Raven. You aim your shot right as you see its eye come down to level.
I see that. As soon as I saw that her arm went toward its mouth, I was like, this needs to end.
Oh my gosh.
You push to talk, Pat. Push to talk. It's really epic. I get it. I'll do the motions.
Use your third leg to hold it.
Okay, so anyway, I hold the gun up, sight down, load the next round, take a deep, steadying breath. Once again, touch my hand up to my chest, and I tell her, let's end this, sister. And I squeeze the trigger off nice and smooth. As soon as I see that eyeball filling my scope,
You hear the crack ring out throughout the forest, and that is the last thing you hear come from the bullet, is a soft come from its mouth as all of the air escapes it as the bullet went straight into its brain, severing at the base, killing it instantly. It is gone, and you all are the victors.
Yay! This is what winning looks like.
And thanks to my sister's guidance.
Yep. Mary almost started dying halfway through that, and Raven does not look good.
Rub some dirt in it, cupcake. You'll be fine.
So
yeah, Mary, while Raven's holding this thing back, is just going to scramble back with her back against the tree, just breathing heavily.
Mm-hmm. So, Mary, you are currently pinned under its lifeless corpse.
Okay, so I didn't scramble away.
Or not, sorry, not
Raven.
Mary. Raven. God,
Raven.
I just want to call Evelyn Mary because it feels like an Evelyn character name.
Let's just call everybody Mary.
So,
Yeah.
if possible, yeah.
Give me a second. There we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a... Here we go.
It's gonna try and...
And
I'm gonna use a luck.
to
and
act
push
under
the
pressure.
body off.
All right. I wasn't going to make you roll for it, but
I'm almost there. I have 2 luck left.
you push this thing off like it's not even there, and you pull Raven up straight to her feet. Her features already starting to kind of diminish. How do you
The
guys...
adrenaline ran out, and she succeeded at her focus.
You
so
did,
yes.
so you do not have to worry about your curse. How do you guys deal with the possibility of a returning mate? How do you dispose of the stench in this pit and finally finish what you set out to do?
I'm gonna call in
Do
an
we wanna-
airstrike.
They deny that request. You don't even need to roll. That will not happen.
Give me a
Should
second. Let me
we-
call my buddies.
Should we maybe let Alice know? Like the Rangers can
Space
clean it up?
laser.
Now,
Space
No,
lasers?
because that would put Alice in danger should the other one return while she's out there.
I'm gonna pull out that
Right now?
camcorder,
Over here?
start taking pictures and video.
It's probably a good idea, Raven, to let her know that's been solved.
Here, if anybody wants to use my satellite phone, I've got to take some documentation. Listen, I was in an argument on the forum before I came out here. They didn't think a bullet existed, but when you almost get killed by one, that's great evidence. They'll believe me.
I'm already on my phone to my agency, and I'm having some pictures deleted.
Can you roll to deal with the agency?
Rodrigo would like to lean into Mary.
Mary, I'd be more worried about the possible bullets in the future that may come your way if you post that.
EV roll.
What did you roll?
An EV.
Oh, did you roll a 12 again?
12? What the
Yep.
freak?
Yeah, they are instantly deleted. Anytime Mary tries to post photos of this thing, they're deleted.
And the
They just
airstrike
got
is
tabs
cool.
on Mary. Like it's
They
just.
couldn't stand that I was right in this argument, so they shadow banned me. They
She's
won't
got
let me
her own
post.
like agent assigned to her
She
at
does.
all times.
She does.
Yeah. Listen, the problem is they just didn't want to believe it. Okay, I'll go find another forum. That one was lame, anyways.
So, how do you guys deal with the pit? You burn
We're
it?
gonna have to bury the bones. That's all there is to it. The smell will attract another one, and we don't want to have to come back and deal with this again.
And if we can burn away most of the rotting stuff, the
Is there?
smell
Wasn't there a
won't
creek
be gone.
nearby?
There's a creek fairly nearby. Yeah.
Let's throw the bones in the creek and let them drift off to wherever.
That would make
The water
that-
will cleanse the stench, and the meat will feed the fish. It's all win-win. It's just rotting meat.
Is that what y'all do?
Raven, do you have any of those homemade bombs that we had made?
No,
last-
I'm not giving you that. You've given me a lot.
I don't get an airstrike. You don't get
Improv-wise.
bombs.
To agree with Raven that I think burning them will get rid of the scent.
Have you ever smelt burning flesh? That would bring it faster than the rotting meat on the bones.
Although, Mary, you know it's a very specific stench that the bullet is attracted by.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, actually, Adrian, it's a different stench. You should look it up.
I can't smell worse than you. Whatever.
I wish I could give you playing Markov XP for doing what you just did. That was great. All right, so you guys eventually you pour out some of your rum. No, maybe not. Your whiskey.
Rum.
Sorry, Kate isn't here. And someone lights a match and you start it burning, and the fumes
I have a lighter.
You do. With the fumes that it was creating, light up instantly. The methane that it was giving off is a very nice fuel, and it burns and burns, and you all stand there in the firelight watching it.
Do you all remember JR saying that it was the dry season?
And as you say that, that's where we're gonna end tonight's session. Thank you guys so much for letting me run Monster of the Week. I hope you had a blast like I did.
Yes.
And everyone watching, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope we didn't keep you all that late. I hope it was a good session. And definitely tune in for where we go next with Blue Box, and potentially where these heroes go next in Monster of the Week.
I really want to play Raven again, so.
And Evelyn, if you want to raid somebody, you are capable of doing that.
Oh, and before we go, real quick,
Yes.
Lore Masters Arcanum tomorrow night.
Yes.
We are talking to Jay and Robert about Virtual Greyhawk Con, so make sure you join us tomorrow night for that discussion over here on our channel. Right now, let's see who's up that we want to raid. Good question.
Also, thank you so much for Pat Draws jumping off.
Yes.
And seriously, very last minute, Pat got on this morning and worked with me to create, to learn the game, and he absolutely destroyed it. Rocked.
You did
so much.
Sorry, I was trying.
man.
You did great. Everybody,
Yeah,
you guys were some of the best players I've had in a Monster of the Week session ever. That was amazing.
So we're gonna go raid Nightheart Gaming. How does that sound, everybody?
That sounds good.
Gasumba said
Thomas,
careful
aren't we-
cantrip, but
Aren't we the only people you've had in a Monster of the Week session?
no, I have played with other people.
Okay.
You all
And
did
I
great.
hope they're watching.
Oh, we're not your only friends.
All right. I'm gonna kick that off, and we'll be
Illusion
raiding in
shattered.
9 seconds.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, also, before we go, if you're new here and you're not following, or if you're a follower and you're not subscribed,
Oh my gosh.
or if you've subscribed and your subscription
If you're
left,
sitting in an
I
Arby's
have
right
one
now,
question for you.
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Thank you guys so
guys.
much.
See ya. Ask the truth.
Bye.
It is so much different from this side of the
We did it.
webcam.
Great. Oh my gosh.
Pat,
Oh.
you did so good.
The stress is relieved.
That
You know
was
what?
so
It's
awesome.
so much fun.
How was the
When
DJing?
are we doing this again, Thomas?
I know, right?
Yeah, really.
I want to do this again. It's so fun.
You guys built some very nice relationships between your characters within a 3-hour session. That was awesome.
Thank you very
I don't
much.
know. I think I'm getting some pretty good stink eye from the handler over there.
Hey, that's character relationships. John has talked about the potential for making we talked about it as Monster Mondays once a month, but with Renan right now, I don't know if that's a thing. We can see. But I would very much like to urge John into getting this to be a monthly occurrence, because that was very
That'd be
fun.
awesome. Yeah.
Well, for
And it-
right now, Monday nights work a heck of a lot better for me than Tuesday nights.
Great. And
Because that's
if
Tuesday's
one of
my
you
day
guys,
off, but I have to be in
hard
bed
for Monday's hard for.
I know, and Monday's hard for Josh,
Yeah.
and it's hard for other people, but that's the thing
for
is,
sure.
what's nice about this system is that characters can kind of come in and out, stories can be woven in different areas, and it doesn't necessarily have to be you guys every time, but we can always return to this party. Yes, and perhaps maybe you'll figure out why those vultures were there.
Yeah.
All right.
And before you guys go, if you guys want to drop me a note for each of your characters' descriptions, I'll see if I can roll up a little avatar for you
Oh.
guys.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, man.
Except you, Josh. I don't think.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. You do enough free work for me. It's fine.
And Pat, I gave it some thought. We were having a conversation about the proper term. Not enemies, not arch nemesis, but frenemies. I feel like that's...
I was thinking more adversarial antagonists.
I love that too. That'll work.
That's angrier somehow.
Yeah. This is so much fun. It was great to be able to play with you.
Thank you guys for a great night. That was awesome.
Thank Thanks,
All right,
guys.
go ahead. Thanks for inviting me.
Love you guys.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.